40s. And Sunday, there'll be a few showers around. Highs 50 to 55 at best. Partly cloudy Monday with the chance for pop-up shower. Highs only in the upper 40s and low 50s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's up over 950 points, and NASDAQ's up 337, and the S&P is ahead by 82 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the All-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
The end of a fiscal quarter is a good time to take a look at your portfolio.
To make sure that that portfolio is aligned with the initial intentions or getting the car back on track.
Alonzo Munoz, Chief Investment Officer at Hamilton Capital Partners in Atlanta, says you should take a look at sectors that were under pressure in the first quarter.
Perfect time to rebalance and maybe add to those sectors that haven't done that didn't do really well in the first quarter.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. legacybox.com/radio.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah!
What's going on, all you scallywags? You ready to roll? I am ready to go. You know who it is. Scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and the most important person in the room, the haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Sweetie, if you could, for me, can you check to make sure all of those lights are on? Because I am exceptionally dark over here on the screen. Don't worry, I don't have you on camera yet. Your beautiful self in the beautiful red today. I do not have you on. Just make sure that every light is on. There we go. Okay, I was looking a little dim. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thank you. If you could, sit your beautiful self down there. Of course, as you know, your favorite person, the apple pie of my eye, Rozan, is in the house right now. Hello, my dear.
Hello, my dear.
So you are here. We got plenty of stuff to talk about, to get into, as it were, today on the program. I'm doing a new segment. If you are new to the program, the segment is Rozan's own little segment. What she's hating on is going to be expressed as usual. She has a group of people to hate today, and your hateful scorn is going towards whom today?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yes, we'll talk about that as well. Everybody sort of hates on Gen Z.
Well, I think it's appropriate.
Yes. So Rozan is going to express why. Stand by for that later on in the program. Also, we have, and I don't use this term lightly, we have an exclusive interview with Erin Stewart, gubernatorial candidate. She's going to call in the show today. You all know about the controversy as it relates to the tax collector in New Britain, and how the story has associated Erin Stewart and her, I guess, her mayorship. And this, I guess, in sort of news reports and in the report itself, they are linking Erin Stewart to the misdeeds alleged by the tax collector. So she will call in. We'll have a discussion with her about that. Plus, I want to get into something I thought was underhanded, and I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was done on purpose because this is a veteran news person. And I think after today's conversation with Erin Stewart, there is either going to be a reversal or there is going to be a changing of the reporting because of it. We'll get to the bottom of that as well. So stick around. That's going to happen at about 3 o'clock, a little less than an hour from now. Also, I want to talk about college admissions for African Americans and Latinos versus whites in the country. I saw this report. Not a report, but a guy who is a minister or some sort. He said that African-American males only go to college at the behest of their mothers and their grandmothers. It is not something indicative of black males, which I thought was a little weird. I don't remember that ever being a black thing, that black men were just like college. I'm sure that became a thing where college was sort of unattainable. The reason why I say that, Rozan, is you said something many moons ago, and you talked about it here on the air, that you grew up not thinking that people from your background, you know, Mexican.
College was something that white people on TV did, but I did grow up watching the Cosby Show, and so they all went to college. So to me, I was like, okay, it's just people with money that go to college.
Right.
That was just a sort of little more, but for the most part, it was something that white people did.
But the numbers that I looked up today are daunting. However, they seem to comport with the population. So the numbers are right, but there are some other disparities that I found in this as far as college educated or college attendance is going. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later as well. Also, some numbers I wanted to get into yesterday that I didn't, because there are a lot of people talking about, it's like, I don't think Donald Trump's got a chance in the midterm election. Donald Trump's not on a ballot.
He's not running.
Yeah.
He's done.
But
I mean, if you want him to, I'm sure he'd consider it.
Exactly. But the House and Senate is on the ballot this midterm. So there are some numbers that Harry Enten put out yesterday. I think it was yesterday. that I want to get to that I didn't get to do yesterday because we had Linda McMahon on very late in the program. She came in at 5 o'clock. And I want to thank the folks over at Linda McMahon's team. More on that later on in the show because it's very likely, Rozan, that Linda McMahon may be back on the program.
This makes me very excited.
It makes me very excited.
I'd love to just sit here and listen to what she has to say about her vision,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and as she's enacting the president's vision for the BOE and
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately, you know, the future for our children, or in our case, our grandchildren.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a message yesterday. It was like, the WTIC News did not give you credit yesterday for your interview with the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. I want to thank the person who sent me the message. I did not take any offense to it. In fact, I kind of ribbed Morgan Cunningham about it today. You don't even mention me? But Morgan Cunningham said something absolutely hilarious, and this is why I love the guy, because he's funny. He says, well, I've only got a little bit of time. I got a lot of news to go in, and your name is Reese on the radio. I had to cut for time. So I said, okay, that makes sense. You know, so he's like,
true.
so I got to leave it at WTIC. And, you know, the interview, I said, that actually does make sense. It's a good excuse. I don't think he would never not give me credit.
No.
But
Morgan's a solid
and it's a
dude.
team win anyway.
Absolutely.
That's the whole deal. The whole deal. It's a team win. It's not about promoting Reese on the radio. And I love Morgan. Roland said, nah, forget that. It's okay, Roland. It's all right. So I thank Morgan. Hey, I just love the fact that the show made the news, you know, at least here at WTIC. Plus, Roland, you put it online, the interview. I didn't realize it, but it was like, it showed up everywhere that I could look up. So I was very happy about that. And it was a good get, and I want to thank Adam 12, most importantly, because he's the guy who made it happen. By the way, Adam 12 wants me to change his name. Okay? His name is now Booker T. Washington.
No, it's Booker White Washington.
Yeah, that's right. Booker White Washington. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Booker White Washington. That's what he wants to go. He says volume lower on Rozan. Are you too high? You're not too high. Your volume's not too high, is it?
I don't know. I can't really tell. This speaker, this.
No, it's not too high, right?
Plugs
Okay.
on the fritz.
Thank you, 25th. I appreciate you. Before we get into the whole Erin Stewart, Dennis House, WTNH exclusive that's supposed to air on Sunday, I want to talk about this because I saw this headline all over the place about Donald Trump, the Trump administration, and an alleged $20 billion that is supposed to be released to the Iranian people.
More money?
Yes. So this has gotten a lot of people up in arms. Why? Because they cannot believe that Donald Trump would give $20 billion to Iran after all the criticism.
Well, maybe it's going to their NGOs.
After all of the criticism that Donald Trump gave to Barack Obama and Joe Biden for the millions that were given to Iran. Billions, in fact. Now, what they failed to mention here, and this is something that Mark and I talked about, and you talked about just recently, is this absolute disingenuous framing of the story. You only give the outline or the headline, you never dig deep. So we understand each other. When the dire straits of Hormuz, as I call it, with Barack Obama and Joe Biden, what they did was give Iran money for nothing and the checks were free. That's what it was. What do I mean? Well, let's talk about Obama's JCPOA deal in 2015. Iran got the cash and kept enriching uranium. The upfront sanctions relief, $100 billion in frozen assets and oil revenue in return, temporary limits. They cut centrifuges stockpiles by 300 kilograms, low enriched for 10 to 15 years. Then the sunsets kicked in. No permanent ban on enrichment. Iran pocketed the windfall. They funded proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. and raced ahead once the sunsets hit. U.S. got short breakout time delay that eventually evaporated. Biden's 2023 deal, $6 billion ransom, zero nuclear concession. They unfroze the $6 billion in Iranian oil money, frozen in South Korea, for 5 American hostages, released 5 Iranians. White House swore humanitarian only via Qatar oversight. Reality? Money is fungible. Iran's regime freed up equivalent funds for missiles and terror. Happened weeks before the October 7th Hamas attacks. No uranium surrendered, no enrichment halt, pure appeasement by the United States. Now with that, which nobody is bothering to tell you, what did Donald Trump get in return for the alleged $20 billion that he's going to release? Has anybody bothered to tell you?
Of course not.
Probably not. Here's what Donald Trump is getting for $20 billion. It's the same as the past deal. Sanction froze, Iran's earning in foreign banks, South Korea and Qatar. The new gift, right from no one's wallet, is supposed to get 2,000 kilograms of enriched uranium handed over to the United States. Hundreds of kilograms at near weapons grade, 60% purity. The nuclear dust from our strikes, yeah, we get those too. Some shipped out, the rest down blended under watch. Plus, broader framework, enrichment moratorium, U.S. pushes for 20 years of a moratorium, and it must be held before they get a dime. Decommission facilities, reopen Hormuz, and post-strike strength, not weakness, is what Donald Trump is getting in return for the $20 billion as opposed to the $100 billion we got for nothing.
This is the guy who went in without a plan and had no idea what he was doing.
None.
This is the mentally unstable, dementia, tired-looking president that the Democrats and MSDNC.
Everybody knows that the Trump administration would never go into a deal that the media would have a free-for-all with.
Right, that's why they're not talking about it.
No, they're only talking about he's going to release $20 billion.
Right,
Didn't he criticize Trump? Why. Didn't he criticize Obama for that?
Yeah, Obama gave up $1.2 billion per hostage, which, you know, it's an American life, right? So we really do value our citizens, but when you look at the breakdown of what was actually given to Iran, and it was $400,000 that was held in escrow for weapons that were purchased right before the Islamic regime took over. Obama negotiated $1.8 billion in interest to go directly to Iran.
Yep.
I mean, I had somebody arguing with me about this. How many times did you be told that this is money, this is their money? First of all, if we were strictly giving them back their money, it would be $400,000.
Right,
That's
right.
it. Obama was like, yeah, we just gonna give you the extra.
He was paying a VIG. I mean, that's the whole deal. That's in essence what Obama did. He paid a VIG.
I don't know what a VIG is.
Okay, that's value interest.
Oh.
So he's actually paying them, because what you do is, like, if you're being extorted, or like a Shylock is coming to pick up the money, you borrow $200,000, right? You got to pay a VIG. You got to pay interest on that. Okay. So that's what he did. So it was absolutely ridiculous. Here's Donald Trump saying, hey, you got to rebuild, but the money that we're going to give you cannot go to the things that you were doing before.
I think we really need to have like a third party, an independent third party involved with where that money's going. If we just leave it to Iran, I mean, they're, they are murdering their citizens at massive rates. They've shut off the internet. They have no electricity. They have no water. Like, these people are completely living in their caves again. It's atrocious. And I don't think they're going to take this money and use it for anything positive for the people. The Islamic regime does not care about its people. It cares about destroying the West, Israel and America in particular.
I got to remember the guy's name. I want to say it's Jack Kirby, but I'm going to find the audio. It was, I'm almost positive he did this, that it, what's her name? She's a White House correspondent. She does a show with Peter Doocy. But anyway, in the middle of her questioning Kirby, she says that there's a report that we will not be monitoring the money that we give to Iran. This was under the Biden administration.
Okay.
That we weren't going to be monitoring the money. And Kirby said that's not true. And then weeks later, it was reported that we didn't monitor the money. And Kirby was like, I'm going to find that audio. It's actually pretty good. It's a really, really good piece. I just thought about that in the middle of it. Because he got literally caught flat-footed. He was telling everyone it wasn't true. Any reports of that were untrue. And then sure enough, weeks later, it came out that that's exactly what happened. And I want to say it's Kirby. It's got to be Kirby.
It says between Kirby and Ducey.
It's Kirby. Yeah. Was it Kirby and Ducey? What was the quote?
I'm just reading the headline. I have to
What is it? You can read the headline.
You don't believe me. Kirby goes on defense when Ducey asks about Biden unfreezing Iranian funds.
Okay.
And this was in April of 2024.
Okay, good. I will find that. I'll find that because I'm positive I have that audio. Because Peter Ducey, and I know, I want to say Jackie Heinrich, that's her name. Jackie Heinrich also called him to task about that she indeed caught them fudging the report that Iran, or they were watching Iran and what they did with the money. And he was just like, and he was completely, lost for words. I'll find the audio. We'll come back to that. When we come back, Dennis House is doing an exclusive interview. I love the way they use that word, with Erin Stewart. In the report that he previewed yesterday on WTNH, he did something that I believe, in my view, I'm not saying it is what I call journalistic malpractice. We'll play the audio for you, and you be the judge yourself. Which, by the way, I already know you're going to agree with me because it's factual. I don't really need you to agree. I know it's a fact, and you'll hear it yourself. So stand by for that when we return. And then at 3 o'clock, Erin Stewart's going to call in live, and we'll talk to her about the scandal, as it were, her response to it, and also the response to what Dennis House put out in this preview. And all that and much, much more. So stand by. Reese is here. Rozan is here. It's Reese on the radio. We'll be back after this.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, I had an incredible experience with them. They gave me a great estimate. They were there on time, and when they came to paint our kitchen, they were in and out, and when they were gone, it was like they were never there, except they left a beautiful kitchen. Maybe it's time for you to take a look at their spring sales event. You can get 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. Serta Pro Painters, they're independently owned and operated right here in our community, so you might want to give them a call. Start spring off right. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
And now, a WTIC news update.
2:30 Hartford temperature 72 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The Strait of Hormuz is reopened to commerce, says Iran. That has led to a drop in oil prices and a surge in the stock market. But President Trump says the blockade remains in place for now. A ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is scheduled to end next week. Police continue to investigate a fatal crash from late Wednesday night involving two tractor trailers. Happened on the eastbound side of Interstate 84 in Vernon at exit 66. They still have not been able to identify the deceased individual. One rig struck another that was parked in the shoulder, and that in turn sparked a fire. West Haven police charging a 24-year-old man with DUI and other offenses. They say that Fabricio Gutierrez drove his car into another moped, causing a crash Thursday night. No serious injuries were reported. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson pleads not guilty to larceny charges. He was arrested, later resigned after he was accused of stealing $85,000 from a couple of police fund accounts to cover gambling debts. Jacobson is due back in courts in June. And Pope Leo is encouraging young people in Cameroon to resist the temptation to migrate and to stay at home and fight corruption. Leo delivered the twin messages during a meeting with students at the Catholic University of Central Africa. WTIC News Time 2:32. Bob Cox has the forecast.
During the afternoon, there'll be a couple of showers popping up around the area, along with the chance for a thunderstorm. Highs today in the low to mid 70s. Winds will become north and northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon. Tonight, any showers end early, otherwise partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s to low 50s by morning. Considerable cloudiness around tomorrow with highs in the low to mid 60s. Mostly cloudy Saturday night. Chance for some showers toward Sunday morning. Lows in the 40s. Some showers around Sunday with highs in the low 50s, and partly cloudy Monday with a possible shower. Highs only in the upper 40s and low 50s. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Checking traffic in Waterbury. Looks like a two-vehicle crash on the eastbound side of 84 between exits 25A and 26. That should be pushed off to the shoulder. Also, still working a crash down in New Haven, 91 North. Between exits 2 and 3, we've got two right lanes taken out due to a crash there. On Wall Street, Dow is up 927 points. NASDAQ's up 335. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Are you a commercial building owner in southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
How will you navigate the journey to and through retirement? Johnson Brunetti is hosting a unique, all-in-one retirement planning event for those near retirement or recently retired. You don't want to miss industry leaders coming together to address top retirement concerns, including a licensed CPA, an estate planning attorney, a Social Security specialist, and more. Join us at the AquaTurf Club in Plantsville on May 14th at 6 p.m. Space is limited and reservations are required. Visit eventatjb.com to save your seat now.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Make your money work harder for your future. Catch Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 for essential retirement tips. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Wesley Financial Group is.
The U.S. will have visibility and will be able to engage in oversight about where the money was going and for what purpose. If Iran tries to divert the funds,
You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text RULE to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text RULE to 215215. That's RULE to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Reese on the radio. Rozan is here, and she's going over millennials. Before we get into the monologue I wanted to get into about the Erin Stewart Dennis House interview, this was the audio I was talking about, Rozan. And again, I don't know why, but I thank Rama again for always giving me credit for my recall. Here's Jack Kirby at the White House briefing, two separate. One in, I want to say, what is this? September of 23 to January of 24. Okay, how many months would that be?
Depending on the time frame, 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, okay? This is Jack Kirby telling us in the White House press briefing room that we could account for the money.
the U.S. will have visibility. We'll be able to engage in oversight about where the money was going and for what purpose. If Iran tries to divert the funds, we'll take action and we'll lock them up again. And there will be sufficient oversight to make sure that the request is valid and that it's going through vendors who we and the Qataris can trust will actually contract for the goods, the medical equipment, the food, whatever it is. The regime doesn't get to touch the money, Peter. Doesn't go to them. They don't get to decide ultimate destination, and they have no direct access to it.
John, Iran made.
By the way, that was September 13th of 2023. Jack Kirby said that. January 4th of 2024. So in this case, Rozan, will they be less than 4 months? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. This is Jackie Heinrich asking, just 4 months later after he emphatically told Peter Doocy, we'll be able to track everything. We found out 4 months later, not so much.
Do it.
John, Iran made 2 transactions withdrawing from the previously frozen funds in Oman. What were those transactions for?
I don't have the details on that, Jackie. You're going to have to let me get back to you on that.
So I hope to get one.
He had no clue. See my point?
How many months later was that?
Less than 4. Less than 4. September 13th, the year before, 4 months later, January 4th. He knew nothing. He told everybody, we know everything. In fact, he was pushing back on Peter Doocy. How dare you? We're going to know everything.
And real quick, just for my own confirmation and
Yeah.
to solidify this,
Mm-hmm.
who did Kirby work for?
The Biden administration.
Biden. When
Yeah.
was Biden president?
Wow. 21 to 24. Again, that's why I said you got to take it for what it is. Anyway, all right, let me get into this real quick. I'll go here. Sorry to take you off camera there for a second, Rozan. What? Okay, well, I can't do it now because I have this thing. So Dennis House gave a preview yesterday of his interview with Erin Stewart that's going to air in full on Sunday. A part of Dennis House, I forget what the name of his show is, but it airs on Sunday. It's a politics show. He does these exclusive interviews, and he is, I believe, the senior political correspondent for WTNH. And I got this alert from our guest yesterday and good friend, Mark from West Hartford, who sent me a text in the morning and says, yo, if this is true, Erin broke the law. And I went, what? And I'm looking at it. And the story says, and I did see it, but for some odd reason I saw it in my peripheral, so I wasn't really paying attention to it. It says, or asked, if Erin Stewart ever received bribes to have their tax, or the person's tax liens removed, reduced, or whatever. And in essence, Erin is answering that question and says, yes, all the time. So when Mark sends it to me, he goes, I think that's against the law unless you report it. And I look it up and I go, absolutely correct. In the state of Connecticut, any public official, if you receive a bribe, if someone tries to bribe you, even if you don't receive it, you must report it as a public official. And if Dennis House is asking Erin Stewart if she's ever been bribed and she says yes all the time and there's no public report of it, that means that she's committed a Class A misdemeanor. So when I heard that, I said, wait a minute, I got to go watch this video again because there's no way that Dennis House would make that claim and then Erin would admit to committing a crime by saying I never reported. It just didn't make sense. So I got the audio. And again, I got to ask the question, is this journalistic malpractice? Because, folks, you will hear Dennis House narrates that he asked Erin Stewart if she ever received bribes. He then cuts to his sit down with her where he asks an entirely different question. And the word bribe never comes up. And that's important because someone asking, please, Mayor Stewart, can't you forgive my bribe? If I'm begging you, it's like begging somebody, a police officer, please don't give me a ticket. Please don't give me a parking ticket like a meter maid. That's not a bribe. That's just pleading. There's no law against that because, again, the person can say, all right, I'll just give you a warning. Or, oh, he'll plead to his better angels and go, okay, you sure you won't do it again? That's discretion. It's not a bribe as long as you didn't receive anything. But what Erin is saying is, of course, all the time, people will see her in the street and go, hey, Mayor, can't you give me a break? I got this, I got that, I got child support to pay. Can't you guys cut me a break? There's nothing illegal about that. And she doesn't have to report that if she says, hey, I don't have the power to do that. So listen to the two questions. It's important. Here's Dennis House saying off camera what he asked and then what he asked.
She denies any knowledge of what was going on, saying there were many times she was offered bribes, but she never accepted.
Saying there were plenty of times she was offered bribes, but she didn't accept it. Now, Dennis House, in front of Erin, asked the question.
Did any taxpayer ever come to you and specifically ask to have their interest waived or their taxes wiped out?
Yes.
They did?
Oh my gosh, sure.
How did they word that?
Hey, I'd want you to give me a break on my taxes. Are you kidding? People would email or send Facebook messages or things all the time saying, I can't afford my car payment. Can you get rid of it for me? I mean, people think that the mayor or those in charge have a lot more power than what they actually do. And my response to them would be, No. No, I can't do that. And even waiving interest, I can't do that.
So why do you frame the question off camera as I asked her about bribes and then ask a completely different question? Again, I don't, like I said, I don't need your what do you call it? Your approval here, and I don't need your agreement here. The two are not the same.
She denies any knowledge of what was going on, saying there were many times she was offered bribes, but she never accepted.
There were plenty of times she was offered bribes, he says. But she says she never did. And then he pays that off with the actual audio. But again, he asks his question first. The word bribe never comes up. The only thing he asked is, do they ever ask you to waive the... Again, nothing.
Did any taxpayer ever come to you and specifically ask to have their interest waived or their taxes wiped out?
Yeah.
Tell me where I'm bugging out here, Rozan. Come on.
Being asked, okay, and I had to ask Grok all of this, right? Because what I know to be factual and what an online, unbiased, non-emotionally thinking machine can tell me, very different, right?
Yeah, right.
To Rozan, a bribe is a quid pro quo. I do this for you, you do this for me, or hey, I'm going to do this little favor, and somewhere down the road, I may or may not come back, but, there's always that understanding, right? That's what a bribe is to me, a layperson. I ask Grok, hey, what is a bribe? And Grok basically says the same thing. It is a tit for tat, quid pro quo. There is some receipt of payment, favor, kindness. That's a bribe, right?
Exactly.
Payment for, it's pay to play, basically.
Correct.
What I heard
in the framing of his question?
What I heard Erin say was, the guy says, have people approached you to do this? You're doing that thing again.
Okay.
Have people asked you to do this? And she says, all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't have the power.
Right.
My stupid, uneducated brain tells me that doesn't sound like a bribe. So I ask Grok, hey, does this sound like with this interview, is it a bribe? And Grok says yes. And I'm like, why? Grok says, because of reports put out by WFSB, Dennis House and one Lauren Drapeau.
Okay.
Lauren Drapeau, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. She's like 24 years old, if that. Recent graduate from Rhode Island, the University of Rhode Island, just joined the WTNH crew.
Right.
She writes their online article. Now, when I asked, has she commented that she's seen the entire interview, because all we saw was a snippet, it says that there's no indication that she's actually seen the video, but that her job is simply to report on what she's seen.
Right.
Okay, so from this, we can gather that she's seen some of it. She literally goes on to report that Erin Stewart admits to taking bribes. Or admits to not, or being approached for bribes. My apologies.
Yeah.
She writes that Erin Stewart acknowledges that she's been approached for bribes.
Right. And again,
not having, either she's watched the interview and she's lying, or she hasn't seen the interview and is only doing what somebody told her she has to write.
Exactly. And again, I'm going back to the actual video.
Can I just tell you?
Yes.
This appears to be, and that is my alleged word, right? This appears to be character assassination, or at least an attempt at it.
Couldn't agree more.
She denies any knowledge of what was going on, saying there were many times she was offered bribes, but she never accepted.
Saying many times she received bribes.
Did any taxpayer ever come to you and specifically ask to have their interest waived or their taxes wiped out?
Anyone ever ask? Not did anyone ever try to bribe. Did anyone ever offer you something for you to waive their taxes? Which should have been the question. Has anyone ever done that? To which then she could defend the question of if she is bribed. But you don't ask that question and you frame it. And what Dennis House has done here is, again, this is a post edit narration. He gets the interview, then he edits, then he post narrates it. And his post narrate says, I asked her if she ever received any bribes. And then you hit it. But again, the layperson would miss that. Right. The only thing they heard was bribe. Do not understand. And again, because I study the media and because I have to, this is the immediate thing that I caught. So I'm going back to it so you can hear it again so you don't miss a word of it. Just so you understand.
Has any knowledge of what was going on, saying there were many times she was offered bribes, but she never accepted.
Now, if you saying many times that she was offered bribes, you pay off that narration with the cut. That's what you do. You pay it off with the evidence of said narration.
Did any taxpayer ever come to you and specifically ask to have their interest waived or their taxes wiped out?
Yes.
They did.
Oh my gosh, sure.
How would they word that?
Hey, I'd want you to give me a break on my taxes. Are you kidding? People would email or send Facebook messages or things all the time saying, I can't afford my car payment. Can you get rid of it for me? I mean, people think that the mayor or those in charge have a lot more power than what they actually do. And my response to them would be, no.
Again, never asking her the question, so she's answering the question she was asked. As I told Erin when she sat across from me, only answer the question you are asked. Don't ever lead. You don't need to lead. You know, think about it in a courtroom. That's the way you do it. And she did. But yet, it didn't prevent Dennis House from framing it before he asked the question.
And I think it's important to note that not only Dennis House, but it looks like WTNH in general is working against Aaron Stewart, and who knows what other, stuff they're putting out about our Republican candidates.
I got to take a break, but just for note, on top of this, I do believe that WTNH put out a press release yesterday that they are hosting the gubernatorial debate for whoever wins both primaries. I would rethink it. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
It's Sarah Samuels, co-host of the Retirement Income Source, heard Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. and again at 12:30 p.m. In retirement, it's all about the income, and that's real income, generated from interest and dividends. If your advisor is selling your portfolio shares and writing you a check, that's not income. To learn how to generate retirement income the right way, tune in to the Retirement Income Source, Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m.
Retirement Income Source with David Scranton is a paid program.
Brian Shackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but a fresh coat of paint makes me feel good. That's why you might want to get in touch with the folks at CertaPro Painters. And now is a good time. Ask about their spring sales event. That's 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And they can do inside, they can do outside. They did our kitchen. Man, they were timely, they were clean, and they were so respectful to everybody in our family. CertaPro Painters, by the way, independently owned and operated right here in our community. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. Again, that's Certa with a C.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You can even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most. and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. We are here in a couple of minutes. Erin Stewart will call into the show. I think that she's calling me after she's picked up the kids. Is everybody back in school already? I don't even know. Our kids are too old now. I'm sorry about that, Rozan.
What are you asking me for?
I'm saying, not that we know the deal with kids in school and all that other good stuff.
I know that there's been a lot of kids playing where we live, so maybe they go back next week. I don't know how long, spring break is here.
Yeah, that's right, because I know the kid, TJ, was on break last week. Mm-hmm. Boy, that kid is everywhere. Have you seen him?
I've not.
Online? Oh, you got to follow him online. Hey, you're not following TJ Duarte. What's wrong with you?
It's not that.
Not you. I'm talking people.
Okay, but I have to take a break.
Yeah.
At periods, great intervals, because it does really impact me.
Politics and stuff like that?
Yeah, it gets really heavy. Yeah.
You don't sleep.
And actually, I think it's kind of funny how you came home yesterday, I asked you how your interview with Linda went. You're like, you didn't even bother to listen. And I was like, when you frame it like that, gosh.
It was, this is crazy in a lot of ways, right? So the biggest slap in the face I dealt with in my life is the fact that no one in my family really cares about what I do, which is they don't. No, not you. I'm talking about my brothers, my sisters, my mom, they don't really care about what I do. Like, They don't brag on me. They're like, my son is an esteemed radio host. Like, I don't get that.
Well, you're black and a Republican. That's embarrassing. So let's be honest.
But I give them guff for it because I love telling people that my brother is an EMT. Mm-hmm. I love telling everyone that my other brother is, he does, what is he, carpenter / remodeler. He does remodeling of homes.
Contractor.
He's a contractor. There's the word. Go. That he's a contractor and things like that. So I love telling that. I love telling everybody that my, oldest sister is on welfare and a dog groomer.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't see the joke coming? Of course there was a joke coming.
I've never met any of my
in-laws?
Yeah, well, I met your mom pretty early on.
You did. You met my mom very early on.
But other than that, I have yet to meet my brothers-in-law. I've never met my sisters-in-law. Oh, I did meet one.
You met my sister, Zakaya.
I did.
That did not go over well.
It did not.
No. She did. No, that did not go over well at all. Not that she, well, I don't know if...
Mira, en español no me dicen nada. Ya me callé.
Okay, thank you. I'm hoping that our Spanish listeners heard you.
I was going to be quiet.
That's all right. Anyway, when we come back, Erin Stewart's going to join us on the program. Also, I want to talk about this college population. This story really intrigued me today, especially when it comes to gender in a lot of these communities.
Right.
I just realized I have to look this up. Can you see if you can find out the gender breakdown of white college students between male and female? That's important. I want to hear that as well. Yaleska is checking us out. That's TJ's mom. She is laughing her head off at your Spanish for whatever.
I know, it's bad.
No, she's laughing at what?
Because what I said was I'm not gonna
run my mouth.
Travel.
I'm not gonna travel.
Street guy is like a street.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna street. I mean, I'm gonna shut up.
Well, she's Puerto Rican, so she is laughing at your Spanish.
I know. Everybody who speaks Spanish is laughing at my Spanish. I did want to say real quickly, and you're probably going to hate me for this, but tonight, Reese and I will be hanging out at Stadium 15.
Right. Why?
Why? Because it's Stadium 15. And I told Ernesto that I was going to give him a shout out today. You know I love Ernesto. That's my homie.
Yes.
Best bartender in the business.
Yes.
So Reese and I will be hanging out at Stadium 15. And if you guys want to come hang out, say hi, it'd be awesome. we love everybody down there at that stadium. So
Yeah, get some food.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Stadium 15, I will tell you where you can log on so you can be a guest of ours at our gubernatorial debate. But we got to get into news and whatnot with John Silva. And when we come back, Erin Stewart will be on the line, and we'll talk to her about Dennis House and about the controversy. We'll return. It's Reese on the radio.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock. We have partly sunny skies and 71 degrees. We'll keep the partly sunny skies, and we'll throw in a shower or a thunderstorm for good measure as we head into the later afternoon and into the evening. We'll have the forecast details coming up from the WTIC Weather Center. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson has pled not guilty to larceny charges. He was in court today. Jacobson arrested, later resigned after he was accused of stealing $85,000 from a couple of police fund accounts to cover gambling debts. One of those accounts is used to pay informants in criminal investigations. The ex-chief said outside court,
obviously he's been popping up all over the news, and it was something that I got caught up in with the ease of having it on an app. I just hope people understand, if anything, learn from the cases that are coming up recently to make sure they take care of themselves.
Jacobson due back in court in June. CBS is reporting the Trump administration is considering new talks with Iran about a peace deal. They could start as early as Monday in Pakistan, with Vice President Vance again the point man. This on the heels of Iran's reopening of the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran's foreign minister cited the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Lebanon in announcing the Strait of Hormuz is now fully open. On social media, President Trump said the U.S. naval blockade of the strait will remain in effect until a deal is reached to end the U.S.-led war with Iran. The president also posted, "The USA will get all nuclear dust created by our great B-2 bombers." He's referring to the U.S. bombing last year of Iran's nuclear sites. Iran has not confirmed any such agreement. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Now, despite the latest developments and the drop in oil prices, the surge in the stock market from all this, gas prices remain high across the country. Correspondent Lana Zach has more with some frustrated drivers in Iowa.
We have been crisscrossing the state of Iowa, talking to people who have been directly affected by these prices.
Everyone that I speak with, people are struggling.
I just had a half tank of gas, and it was over $60. And normally a full tank is about $60.
So you're getting half as much?
Getting half as much.
A couple of key highway exit ramps will be closing in the Meriden area. State DOT says it has to close exit 16 of Interstate 91 northbound and exit 64B on Route 15 north in order to facilitate some construction that is occurring in the area. The DOT's Eva Zamaris.
These ramp closures are necessary as work does continue on this project. These are temporary exit ramp closure.
Now, the ramps will close beginning this Sunday evening at 6. They are scheduled to reopen in 2 weeks on Sunday, May 3rd. Pope Leo gave remarks in Cameroon after President Trump's criticisms this week on social media regarding the war in Iran.
Here's what he had to say this morning.
Do not give in to distrust and discouragement. Reject every form of abuse or violence which deceives by promising easy gains but hardens the heart and makes it insensitive.
Correspondent Chris Livesay, who is traveling with the Pope. WTIC News Time is 3:04 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. A couple of issues. We had one in Danbury and one in New Haven. Those look to have been cleared. So we're left with some road work that should be winding down soon on 84 West in Vernon between exit 64 and 63. Crews have been working in the right lane there. Volume delays beginning to pop up primarily along the shoreline, the 95 corridor. We've got busier traffic now out of Orange on 95 north between exits 41 up to 43 in West Haven. Further down the line in Stamford, we're looking at some backups on the 95 area there between exits 8 and 9. So far in pretty good shape, though, in the Hartford area. No reported problems. Just some volume delays into the city on 91 southbound out of Windsor between exits 34 and 32. Here is the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Partly cloudy with some thunderstorms in the mix for the rest of today. And those thunderstorms, they have some gusty winds, also a lot of heavy rain. Watch out for some ponding on roadways. As we come down from a high in the mid-70s, we'll be cooler tonight. The clouds increasing with a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us to start off the weekend with a high of 66. Heading into tomorrow night, we'll be cloudy with a shower as we approach towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday is when our cold front moves through, so it's a breezy, cooler, cloudy day. There will be a few showers in the early afternoon. The high, 54 degrees. Monday, we are going to be partly cloudy and also a little breezy and chilly with a couple of showers, a high of 51. Tuesday will be cool but sunny with a high of 52. And as we go into the middle of the week, we're going to keep things a little bit warmer with a high of 63 on Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, on Wall Street, things still trending in positive territory. Dow's up about 1.8%. NASDAQ's up 316 points, and the S&P is ahead 78. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we'll get to TJ. I know you're on the line. I'll get to you in a second, but I got to do this now because it's important too. On the line, calling in as promised, is gubernatorial candidate Erin Stewart, who's on the line. Hello, Erin. How are you?
What's up, Reese? How's it going? It's been a hell of a week for us.
Oh, it's been a very interesting week. Now, before we get into anything, you and I, we're cool, right? We're good.
Of course we're cool.
Okay, and I saw you last week, and I shook hands with you, and I said, are we good? And you were like, we're good. And, you know, Brock.
We're good.
Thank you. We are good. I appreciate that. Everybody thought that we were having a war or something. Yeah, it's how things go around here. I just wanted to
Listen, we got a job to do, Reese. We got to beat Ned Lamont.
That's exactly
what we're
right.
We're united. United in that front.
Exactly. Okay, so I know that your team told you about what I discovered and I know that you discovered, so I'm going to play the audio for everybody who's just joining us. Erin Stewart, again, is here. This is Dennis House's preview of an interview he did with Erin Stewart that's supposed to air on Sunday. And this is the point of, at least my deal, I got a bone of contention with the way that this was reported, and we'll get Erin's response.
She denies any knowledge of what was going on, saying there were many times she was offered bribes, but she never accepted.
Did any taxpayer ever come to you and specifically ask to have their interest waived or their taxes wiped out?
Yes.
They did?
Oh my gosh, sure.
How would they word that?
Hey, I'd want you to give me a break on my taxes. Are you kidding? People would email or send Facebook messages or things all the time saying, I can't afford my car payment. Can you get rid of it for me?
Now, I got to tell you, Erin, the framing of that question in his narration, which again is a post-narration, he says, I asked her if she ever received any bribes, and then goes on to ask you on camera if anyone ever asked you to waive their taxes. They're not the same thing, because if you had been bribed or given a quid pro quo, even an offer for that matter, it is incumbent upon you, because you are a public official, to report said crime that was being committed, right? So you're not asking the question that he's setting up. What do you say to that?
So, listen, the interview is all about what the lame attempt this week that Ned Lamont and his minions had to try to attack me and bring me down. Listen, when I was mayor, we get this all the time. People who can't afford their bills, can't afford their taxes, come and ask, is there something you can do to help me? We're not talking about quid pro quo. We're not talking about big developers coming in with bags of cash. We're talking about the poorest of the poor, the little old ladies that come in with money in their hands and saying, can you help me out? That's what we're talking about here. Right. So if you want to say that that's a bribe, please, he directly did ask the question, and in that context, yes, people came in all the time to ask me to do them favors, right? But you got to you say no, and you refer them to the proper authorities.
Yeah, but asking you a favor,
of course he's trying to.
Erin, asking you a favor,
trying to set it up.
Erin, asking you a favor is like, as I described it earlier. I run up on my car and a meter maid or a cop is giving me a ticket, and I ask the guy, come on, please don't do it to me. It'll bankrupt me. Yeah. Asking somebody, an officer like that is not a bribe. If I say to the guy, come on, I'll give you $200 if you don't write the ticket, that's a bribe.
Right. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, little old ladies that would come in all the time and say, I'm really having trouble paying, and can you do anything to help me out? And I would tell them, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. But we can set you up on a payment plan if you want, and here's the tax collector's office or the finance department. You got to go down there and talk to them.
Erin,
but this whole thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go
ahead.
About this whole thing, though.
Yeah.
This whole thing is just, they're trying to come at me and pull me down to tie me to a haphazard law firm that's hired by the Democratic Party with Democratic operatives issuing this statement or this report that isn't even conclusive and isn't even, finished yet about the former tax collector who was elected, by the way. The former tax collector who may or may not have made some bad decisions. What that is, that's on her. So to try to tie it to me is unbelievable. And it's so lame. They let it go, at the same exact time that I was announcing my choice for lieutenant governor. You're going to tell me that doesn't reek of politics. We know what it is. But what it says, Reese, is they're threatened clearly by our campaign. They want to do anything to try to knock us down. We're the only person that they're doing this to. Sound pretty familiar? Sounds like what they tried to do to our president, too. Clearly, we're doing something right.
Hey, my question is, in all of this, why did they use it? Because the first thing that I asked when I read this, and I think I talked to it a couple of people here in the newsroom as well, I always am a stickler about phrasing, about words that are used in press releases. And the thing that bothered me about this report, and I'm sure it bothered your team about this, was they used the term former mayor instead of saying, or former mayor or the former mayor's office, and never mentioned you by name. Did you think that was strategic?
Of course it was, but they didn't mention anybody by name in the report. But of course it was strategic. They want people to try to draw the connection. And then the story then, of course, became about me instead of about the people that this report was actually about, which is the former tax collector.
Right. Why don't you, now yesterday on the show, I did an opening monologue about this. And again, I have a different tactic than you folks do. And it harkened back because I had Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Education, on yesterday, and she did something I thought was absolutely amazing. When the Democrats were holding a press conference about the Board of Education being shut down and people being kicked out of the offices, Linda McMahon showed up at the Democrats' press conference and made them have to deal with her while she was there. If you really do believe this, and again, this is just me, if you believe that the mayor is behind this, or the governor for that matter, that this is a political hit job on their part to sabotage your campaign, why not show up at one of his press conferences and kind of go toe-to-toe? Because I think that would be...
We've already asked, and we've said it, and I've said it. Go ahead, Bobby. If you think that you've got, what else do you have? Release the full report then. Where's the rest of the report?
I would meet them right where they are. Hey, listen, the governor's got to do a lot of press events too. If I were you, I'd find out exactly where he's going to be and show up and go right to his face and say, I think your campaign is afraid of me, and that's the reason why you're pulling these stunts. And I would do it, and it would be a press windfall for you because I think it would leave him flat-footed. That's what I would do.
Well, the funny thing is, the governor never comments on anything. But
no
ironically
kidding.
enough, he comments on this. Oh, he's magically available to comment on this. That tells us all we need to know. But my point is, go ahead, release it. Release the rest of the report. Then show us what else is there. If you think that you have something on me and me personally, go ahead, let it out there. But they're not going to do that because they don't have it. They don't have it. They can only draw these haphazard conclusions like what they did and kind of, just throw an illusion in there to try to, drive everybody in the media crazy. But listen, we addressed it head on. I think that's the right way to go about it, is to go right in and talk about it, address it, not be afraid to. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't tell the tax collector to backdate her own taxes. Are you kidding me? You make it seem like
that one seems a little
as mayor.
That one seems a little like crazy that you would instruct anyone to do that, especially if they have the ability to do that. To be honest with you, if I worked under you and I was the taxer and I was that kind of underhanded person, I would never ask you permission to backdate my own taxes. That almost seems ridiculous.
But at the same time too, it's like you're and then they go on to talk about these other cases and I don't know what they're talking about because they're vague references. They don't say who, but you're talking about people who were trying to pay their taxes. Mm-hmm. Let's just frame that for a second. People who are trying to pay their taxes, not people who are trying to not pay their taxes.
That's an interesting.
That's right. Pay their taxes.
That's an interesting distinction because the report doesn't suggest that anyone, or even you for that matter, waived their taxes entirely. There seems to be that sort of skimming on the edges of, sort of the impropriety here or there, is like the taking away of back payments is like not like they were trying, like they were completely absolved of their tax responsibility. So you're right about that. I thought that was interesting as well. Like I said, I always read through between the lines on this stuff. Are you concerned in any way? Because I think this is an important question to ask. Because if there is a criminal investigation with this woman, I always say that, there are always going to be the deals if they were. They say, hey, we'll cut you a nice one if you give us a bigger head, right? You give us a bigger, perp walk. Does that concern you or your team? Because again, the objective is to implicate you, not so much as accuse you.
No, I'm not worried about that at all. I know, and I can tell you that I never had any conversation with her to tell her to backdate anybody's taxes. I'm not worried about that at all because I know that I didn't do anything wrong. She clearly made some bad decisions on her own, and that was nothing that came at my direction.
Well, listen, I want you to do whatever you can to face it head on. Because, again, I don't like a smear campaign, and I don't like people trying to drag you in the mud, especially if you've done nothing. So I do appreciate the fact that, and you have been everywhere. You have not shied away from this. You didn't, have your team respond as a lot of others, and the aforementioned governor does, leaving others to make a statement. You came out, and you came out forcefully on that. It is going to be the people's to decide, of course, so you have to do whatever you can to, of course, influence people and let them know that you've done nothing wrong. Do they say when this other part of the report is going to come out, or do you anticipate it's going to be at an unfortunate moment like you announcing who your lieutenant governor choice is going to be?
I can only predict if history is any indicator here. Let's see. Will they release it on the day of the convention? Will they release it on the day of the primary? Boy, I'm sure we can all do that
But listen, that just goes to show exactly what it is, all political in nature. Again, this they call it an independent investigation. It is not an independent investigation.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Democrat-led law firm hired by a Democrat that also didn't go through a proper RFP process with the city of New Britain to hire a firm to conduct this investigation. Let's talk about that, too.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can all predict what this is going to be. But I don't think, and I don't believe, that they have anything else on here that's going to say anything about me. If they did, they would have released it by now, and I'm calling on Mayor Sanchez. Go ahead, come out with it right now. Let's see what you got.
All right, last but not least, are you going to ask Dennis House to reframe the way in which it is presented in this piece? Because, again, like I said, in one case he's saying, I asked her if she was ever bribed, and then plays the question where the word bribe doesn't appear.
We talked about it afterwards, after we finished filming, and I said to him, I need to make very clear to you that I'm talking about little old ladies and poor people who are desperate to try to, find any way to work out payment plans for their bills. We are not talking here about quid pro quo with big developers. And he told me, I understand what you're talking about. I completely get that in this context.
Okay. So in essence, I'm assuming then, because if you made that clear to him, that we will see a changing of that phrasing. Because again, I just said, it frames you as a person who has been bribed, but the question doesn't address it. So that's the reason why I brought it up and the reason why I posted it. Because it is, I've seen that sort of that play out 1,000 different times. And it's, to me, it's, I don't want to call it reckless. I'll just say, I'll use a better word. It is unfortunate for somebody to post something like that.
And you know what? We'll continue to not be surprised by what the media does.
Okay.
When they see somebody's campaign that is gaining traction and gaining more and more support day in and day out and is a threat to their institution, if you will, it will continue to happen and we will continue to fight back. Thank you for your backup in that, Reese. Thank you.
Not a problem. Erin Stewart, thank you. I appreciate the call and thank you for taking the time out. I'm sure are the kids still in school? What's the deal with these kids? Are they in school? Are they out of spring break? What's the deal?
I'm literally sitting in the parking lot at my son's school right now.
I knew you were. That's what I said. She's either going to be picking up the kids or she's going to be dropping off. I don't know what the deal is. Erin, thank you. I appreciate the time, all right?
Thanks, Reese. Take care.
You got it. You got it. Hold on. Sorry about that, Rozan, because I was in the midst of conversing with her. Okay. What's the name calls it a taxpayer-funded witch hunt? It's an interesting way to phrase it. Like I said, she's meeting it head on. She's responding to it head on. She didn't go running. She didn't leave it to her campaign to respond to it. It is going to be decided by the voters. If they do believe that, it's also going to be decided on if they drop this sort of other shoe or other report. If this woman is going to emphatically indicate her, is going to be left to that. But I don't know. I could take her tone for it, and it sounds like she's prepared for that. She's prepared for whatever it is that they drop. So let me ask you, as a woman, Rozan, and because women deal with these things different than men do. Well, maybe even men deal with it different than I would. Because I tell you right off the bat, I'd have done the thing that I told her to do, and that was to go right up to a Lamont campaign and just be like, so, you want to have a discussion about this little witch hunt you trying to... Are you scared of me? I would do that right there in front of the cameras, and I would leave him flat-footed, and I would have him humming. I would, because... Oh, sorry. That was wrong. I apologize. Go ahead.
Wow.
I apologize.
Silence the woman.
It's a mistake. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think you and I are on the same page. You know me. I want to destroy you. I will destroy. And I'm not one of those, everybody's like, oh, be scared of Rozan. No, don't be scared that I'm going to physically harm you. I will ensure that you never forget my name. I want you to be watching TV and Rozan Barr comes on. You're like, oh, crap, I remember that. You will never forget Rozan's name. I will come at you strategically. Mm-hmm. I will come with what the kids call receipts. There will be documentation. I will meet you head on, face to face, eyeball to eyeball. I used to tell my stepdaughter this all the time. If you have the
temerity,
if you have the nerve to let it slip out of your face, under your breath or behind my back, at least have the audacity to meet me face to face to repeat it. If you can't, if you lack the ability to look me in the eyeballs and say, this is what I said, then don't let it slip out of your face.
Yeah,
Just
indeed.
don't. Have
Agreed.
some integrity.
I think, like I said, I couldn't predict where this is going to go, but it has the unfortunate, interest in it, because everyone's now going to say, all right, what do we do? What happens now? Because I would, and this is the truth, in her defiance in this, what's going to happen is now, if they really want to come after her, if indeed they're going to have to double down. That's what all of this energy is met with, right? So they make the claim, Erin fights back. So now they're on the hook because Erin is coming full force and going, all right, I think you got nothing. I think you're BSing. I think you're just trying to railroad my campaign. Well, now the move's on you.
Either you're a fortified wall or you're a house of cards.
Yeah, exactly. Because
There's
at this point, it was
nothing
like, oh, you're concerned about whether or not we got the goods, because now it's got to come forward. Like I said, I don't mind the back and forth because it's got to be hashed out. This individual is, again, this is where I get ticked off. And this is a pet peeve of mine. The framing that people do in these cases, be it media, press releases, or whatever it is always this screwing around with the edges or sort of cutting off the edges and never coming flat out. I thought the most interesting part of that press release when I got it, I read it 3 times and I just went, why former mayor's office? If you are implicating the gubernatorial candidate, you say her name. You don't do this sort of wishy-washy, you figure it out. This report is supposed to be taken seriously. So what are you dancing around it for?
Listen, when I come to somebody with information or dirt, you better believe.
Yeah.
Rozan is bringing you this. Names, dates, receipts, pictures. I have witness tests. I got all the stuff. There will be no questioning the legitimacy or validity of what Rozan is saying. You are now given all of the information that I have. Feel free to investigate. Anything short of that is just, this filthy mudslinging, hoping that you get a little bit on your opponent and it sticks. And everybody's, oh my God, blemish, runs away, right? Listen, come at me full force, bro.
Yeah, you got to.
I am not the one to play with. I promise you.
Yeah, you can't come to a fist fight slap boxing.
No, what was it? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
That's exactly it. Anyway, we got to get to a break. We'll take that, and we'll be back shortly, so stand by for that, plus your phone calls when we return at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. It's Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. We'll be back after this.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning? Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles, and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson pleads not guilty to larceny charges. Jacobson was arrested over the winter, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from a pair of police accounts, one of which is used to pay informants for crime tips. He is due back in court in June. 2 people facing charges in West Haven following an incident last week. It was April 11th. Police attempted to pull over a vehicle on Elm Street for misuse of plates. The driver took off, driving recklessly into oncoming traffic, police say. Vehicle later spotted near the highway. Suspect, or one of them, 23-year-old Luis Eduardo Nazario Jr., now accused of ditching a loaded Glock 40 caliber handgun while fleeing on foot. He faces a number of firearms charges. The driver of the vehicle, the alleged driver, 27-year-old Kaylonda Johnson, faces motor vehicle and reckless driving offenses. Inmate in the New Haven jail has died. The State Department of Correction says 33-year-old Gamboy Guaranda was found with a bedsheet around his neck in his cell on Thursday. He was being held on sexual assault charges the DOC is investigating. Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is fully open to commercial vessels. President Trump, though, says the American blockade on Iranian ships and ports will stay in force until Tehran reaches a deal with the U.S. CBS is reporting that talks could be resuming perhaps as early as Monday, with Vice President Vance again the point man. Oil prices dipped more than 10% upon this news, below $80 a barrel, and the news also sent the stock market higher as well. Brittany Griner introduced to the Connecticut media today. The 35-year-old was traded to the WNBA Sun. She was traded from the Atlanta Dream. She will play the final year of the Sun in Connecticut before the club moves to Houston. WTIC News Time is 3:32. Here's the forecast.
The rest of today, we're partly cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms. Thunderstorms at any point can bring those gusty winds and some ponding on roadways. We're coming down from a high in the mid-70s. Tonight, we're cooler as clouds increase, the low near 50. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us with a high of 66. And tomorrow night will be cloudy with a shower towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. The cold front comes through Sunday with a high of 54. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, partly sunny, 72 in Hartford, half hour before the close. Dow is up 1 3/4%. The NASDAQ up 1.37%, and the S&P is up 79 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, or struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds. Have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym. gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Apple's foldable iPhone is facing engineering challenges that Nikkei Asia reports could delay the launch of the device from this fall. Although Morgan Stanley and Bloomberg say their checks of Apple's supply chain indicate that the foldable iPhone is still on pace for a September debut despite the engineering hiccups. Apple's biggest smartphone rivals, Samsung and Huawei, have been making foldable smartphones since 2019. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
How will you navigate the journey to and through retirement? Johnson Brunetti is hosting a unique, all-in-one retirement planning event for those near retirement or recently retired. You don't want to miss industry leaders coming together to address top retirement concerns, including a licensed CPA, an estate planning attorney, a Social Security specialist, and more. Join us at the AquaTurf Club in Plantsville on May 14th at 6 p.m. Space is limited and reservations are required. Visit eventatjb.com to save your seat now.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Erin Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Erin knows that 1, Connecticut exports a third of the energy we generate while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Erin Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Erin4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Erin for Connecticut, Valerie Marino, Treasurer.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was "Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican," a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. On May 7th, WTIC NewsTalk 1080 will host the 11th commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. The debate will be live on the air, but if you'd like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets at WTIC.com. Click on More, then Contests. 60 winners will win a pair of tickets. WTIC NewsTalk 1080's 11th Commandment Republican Gubernatorial Debate is sponsored by AARP Connecticut.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. Phones lit up. Let's get to them now at 860-522-WTIC. First on the line, TJ Duarte's calling up. What's up, big guy?
Hey, Reese.
How are you?
And Rozan.
Hey, TJ. How you doing, kiddo?
I'm good. How are you?
We are great.
What do you got?
So, I went to the Erin Stewart event yesterday here in Waterbury.
I know you got a lot of pictures online.
Yes. And it was the same message you were saying here. This is a plot that Ned Lamont and the Democrats in Hartford are trying to do to ruin her representation because they know all the candidates who are running for governor have the best chance on kicking him to the curb. And now they are scared because now the tables have turned. She came out, and I think the best thing that she can do is show that she will fight back.
Yeah, I agree.
The most important thing. Because if she shows that, that will show that she will fight for the people here in Connecticut. Secondly, she kept saying the same thing. She is going to kick him to the curb, and I think she should do the debates that Ryan Fazio and Betsy McCoy invited her to, because it's an important thing for her to get her message across to voters in Connecticut.
I think that's it has been the sentiment of a lot of people. In fact, some people are like, "Are you going to ask her about the debate?" I'm like, "No, that's something they're going to have to decide. I'm not haranguing anybody about that. That's not my deal. That is their decision in their campaigns. As everybody has learned about this, when I give advice to campaigns, it is about fighting the other side. That's all I'm doing on this. But I know you met. Who was the young man? You took a picture with the young man. The way you phrased it was, what is he? The first Puerto Rican? What exactly? Candidate?
He's the first Puerto Rican candidate to run for state Congress.
Really? What's his name?
Yes. Guan, I believe his name is.
Okay, yeah, I know you posted it. I'm sorry. I'm over here quizzing you while you came to talk about one thing. Hey, by the way, we're going to be starting Future So Bright next month. You're going to be here on the show. Who have you decided to bring in first? I'm almost certain you said you're going to bring in. Forgive me. Is it Ariel?
Ariel.
No, what's the? That's the Little Mermaid's name. What's the young lady's name? Who is it? Aiden.
Aiden.
Aiden. I'm sorry, Aiden. Forgive me. I'm sorry if Aiden, if you're listening, forgive me. Who are you going to bring in? Aiden or Emmanuel yet on the first day?
But I think I think I'm going to change the person.
Okay.
I want to interview a teacher, actually.
Oh, beautiful.
And she's sitting right next to me. Her name is Amelia Young.
Okay.
She's a humanities teacher. She's the one I shouted out on.
I remember immediately when you said her name. I remembered exactly when you shouted her out. Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have her. Hi, how are you? We'd love to have her on, and we will. So I will let you know the dates to make sure that you can arrange it with your teacher. So to make sure that both of you can come in here so we can begin our series called The Future So Bright, which is going to be a great campaign, not just for young people, but I think for the state of Connecticut and Waterbury in particular, because that's who you're repping out here. So I appreciate you, TJ. Thank you so much.
Yep. You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, guys. Let's go to George in Canton. Hello, sir.
Oh, greetings there, Reese.
How are you?
Yeah, well, I'm better than I deserve. Reese, these news media people, they are so despicable. They are like, you remember perhaps when Romney was running and Harry Reid put out the message that he had not paid his taxes?
That is 100% correct.
And when Romney lost, and Harry Reid was directly asked by a reporter. Everybody knew it was a lie, and Harry Reid looked at him and he said, "Well, it worked, didn't it?"
That's correct. He did not become president, Harry Reid famously said.
Yeah. Well, it's also like the attorney tactic of saying something that the judge in a trial, that the judge says that the jury will disregard that.
Yeah, stricken from the record.
Yeah, you can't unring the bell, and that's the whole point.
That's exactly right.
Done on the right or the left. But, the news media, the left, they are both shallow and narrow. They never or rarely speak of what they intend to do in their own right. They only go after Trump or anyone else, as much as like Carvel says that he has Trump derangement syndrome, and he not only doesn't want to get rid of it, he wants more of it.
That's right.
And then who was it? Thomas Friedman at the New York Times.
Wow.
I mean, a moment of candor. We don't want the Iranians to have nukes, but we don't want Trump to be the one that does it.
That's right. We don't want Donald Trump to win. Hold on, before we get ahead of ourselves, because you mentioned Harry Reid. I love this clip. Let me play it for you.
Regrets about Mitt Romney, about the Koch brothers. Some people have even called it McCarthyite.
Well, they call it whatever they want. Romney didn't win, did he?
Romney didn't win, did he?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Thomas Friedman, what to talk about the most insane thing I've ever heard come out of the mouth of a New York Times reporter. He does not want to see Donald Trump or Benjamin Netanyahu succeed in Iran.
Yeah. And I mean, can you imagine what if Trump magically discovered the cure for cancer and Thomas Friedman had cancer? Would he say,
cancer.
I'm not taking the treatment?
He's going to ask for more cancer.
Well, yeah. And it's so frustrating that these people, maybe it was Mark Twain who said it's easier to convince, it's easier to have someone to believe a lie than to convince them they've been lied to.
Yeah, it's very true.
It is staggering about the shallowness of the left. They don't form any opinions on their own. They only listen to the people like Morning Joe or any of the Five or any of these people that The View, I should say, any of these people that they don't have to think. They just they accuse Limbaugh's listeners of being mind-numb robots. Lordy sakes, we're the ones that think for ourselves.
Exactly. Which again, it turns out that many of us often disagree openly without losing our brains.
Well, and that's part of what makes the American way.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is to be able, at the risk of being cliched, to disagree without being disagreeable.
Yeah, indeed, 100%.
But anyway, it is despicable for people to do. And I think Erin Stewart, I don't care who runs. I like Betsy McCoy. She's got great depth, but we need somebody. We've got to start acting together in this state.
Yeah,
it's shameful what we're dealing. When I moved here in 1976 from Florida, they called this, I think it was the pearl or the gem of New England, no state income tax until Lowell Weicker. He said that putting a tax would be like pouring gasoline on fire, and 6 months after he's elected, he puts an income tax in.
Yeah, very typical, my friend. George, let me grab a couple others before we go to break, buddy. But thank you, man.
Folks.
You too, sir. Let Mark in West Hartford, again, who started this ball rolling on the whole report. How are you, sir?
I got two frauds with one stone. This is unbelievable. This never happens with me. I got both Dennis House and Erin Stewart. So first, I got to ask you and Rozan.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how good Erin is. It's funny, I just followed a BS commercial, her campaign ad. Let me ask you both. Didn't it sound, or do you believe the way she made it sound, that she has an open-door policy at City Hall in the 12 years she was there? Didn't it sound like people were coming into that office and asking her for some help? Did you kind of get that feeling?
I was
she had an open door?
getting the impression that it was sort of like a very Mayberry-esque sort of city hall, right? You know, it's like, you know, the old ladies coming on by and like talking to the town mayor. You know, there was that degree of the way she described it. Again, I don't know anything about what the halls of City Hall.
Can I tell you my experience?
Yes, please.
Experience?
Yes.
So about 3 years into her reign over there, I had questions. And her office, not as layered as Mayor Ralapalum.
Okay.
You can't get a hold of anybody there, not even his communications people over there. He's got 3 of them.
Right.
But you need to go through a whole bunch of people. And guess what? She's never returned a phone call, returned an email, or I tried to get a meeting with her. Forget that. That wasn't happening. And on top of it, if these people were really reaching out with an issue like taxes, everybody and their brother knows, and especially in New Britain, especially the people in town hall there, they would have said, like, hey, listen, either you can go in person to the assessor's office,
right,
or you can file a formal request there, or a formal appeal with, there's a board of assessment appeals. Right. Now, not once, not with Dennis House or with you, did you hear her say, you know, these people, I feel bad for them, but I did direct them in the right way. And if she did, that would be a feather in her cap for trying to assist that.
She did say that there were payment.
What
she did make the statement about payment plans. Is that not the same thing? Because that was what I sort of understood in her suggestion, that there are ways in which you can pay it off without having, like, in other words, to impoverish yourself. Is that not the same thing?
I would like for her to prove that she facilitated assisting these people that apparently walked just and knocked on her door and walked in and asked for help. I don't buy any of that.
I hear
The one thing is, like, everybody's got to understand, and I like this kid, and your protege, it sounds like he didn't miss one drop of the Kool-Aid at that event yesterday. what I got to tell you is,
why does he have to? He's 16. Just never attack the kids,
we
man.
Gotta teach him. Like my father, I told you, taught me. I was younger than 16 when he was pointing out all this stuff.
Yeah,
but I want to tell everybody
we do
here
that
is,
in private. We want to build up and
we want to build up. Don't shoot him down.
Yeah.
I'm Irish Italian, and the Polish in me, I'm too stupid to know better. So listen, I've got to tell you though,
real quick,
what everybody's got to realize is I have Republican friends. I always knock the RTCs. I got people who are very active in RTCs. They want her out. Fazio is the guy, and I think just people in the general public think like, oh well, Erin's the one, and she's the one, and that's why they say. This is like, nobody's talking to Fazio about this. I know he made a statement, but I would love for him to be really free in what his opinion is.
I think that what he's...
What a distraction.
I wouldn't say it's that much yet. Because I said, if indeed they do what they say they're going to do, then it's a distraction. Right now, it's not too high on the Richter scale, but it could be. And again, like I said, we'll know when we know. Okay. But I got to go to a break. Thank you. I appreciate you as always, boss man. And thank you for, like I said, for the lead-in. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing it. So
no, like I said, 2 for 1. Don't let Dennis off the hook either.
Goodbye. Let's take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the radio.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
In digital advertising, everyone talks about clicks, but clicks don't pay the bills. Sales do. Outcomes from Viant is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio before we get into weather and traffic. So stand by for that coming up. When we return in the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about college admissions. There was an interesting piece, just a snippet that I saw talking about African-American men and their enrollment in college. The numbers are a little concerning, and it's something that I've noticed for a long time. But what I found astonishing about it is the amount of African-Americans in the college ranks appears to be on par with the population. And the number of people that are in college is also interesting. It's no wonder it's $1 trillion. There's about $1 trillion in debt. So we'll talk about all of those numbers as well. Also, I got Harry Enten audio I want to play during the show about the most important demographic in the election. And it is not being talked about. No. No, not illegals, Rozan, not illegals. Legitimate voting bloc.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that, and Harry Enten meant it as it pertains to the midterm elections, because as much as people talk about the young people, we know they don't show up. Although, I mean, it's very, very odd that young people don't show up in droves. It is always seniors. And I would imagine that the seniors are an ebb and flow. So what I mean by that is it was always seniors who voted during, I guess, when I was eligible to vote. When I was 19 or 18 eligible to vote, we were in the Herbert Walker Bush era. And with that, the most important demographic in voting were seniors, right? 65 and older. Mm-hmm. Now, that was over, we're going on 40 years ago, right? Clearly, shut up. Clearly, that demographic has moved on and died.
I think they're aged out. That's a friendlier way
to say it.
Out. We are
creeping up on that age group.
I don't think people see the value in voting until they've lived.
Indeed.
Kids don't which is why children should not be allowed to make decisions like self-mutilation.
Yes.
They don't understand the significance of the choices they're making.
Skin in the game. Skin in the game. Very important point. So I want to talk about that because, again, here we are 40 years later. The most important demographic in 1998 appears to be the same important demographic, or the largest demographic, here in 2026. So we're going to talk about Harry Enten's number on that when we return. So stand by for that and much, much more. And, of course, we got Stupidest Thing I Read Today and everything else. Don't forget to go to WTIC.com for the 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination on May 7th, which is at 7 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. But if you'd like to win, you got to go to WTIC.com, click on More, pick up Click on contest and then enter to win. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the eastbound side of I-84, look for slow traffic about a half mile before 46th Avenue down into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching approaching 56 Governor Street into the tunnel. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're 2 westbound, just a little slow in East Hartford approaching the 84 ramps. If you're traveling 9 northbound, slow traffic Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound delays from 19 down to 17 in Meriden. Westbound side of 84 is tied up from the 691 interchange in Cheshire all the way up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing by 18. 84 eastbound in Cheshire slowing again, approaching 26 down to the 691 interchange. Southbound on the Parkway, you've got delays from 53 in North Haven down to the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing by exit 46. South 95 New Haven tight 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, we're partly cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms. Thunderstorms at any point can bring those gusty winds and some ponding on roadways. We're coming down from a high in the mid-70s. Tonight, we're cooler as clouds increase, the low near 50. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us with a high of 66. And tomorrow night will be cloudy with a shower towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. The cold front comes through Sunday with a high of 54. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock, Hartford temperature 72 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Ships are on the move once again after Iran has reopened the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump says a deal has been reached on uranium. Linda Kenyon reports.
Yes News. President Trump said Iran has agreed to stop enriching uranium forever, saying they have agreed to everything. And it's a great deal. It's a wonderful deal. When it comes to removing Iran's enriched uranium, which the president refers to as nuclear dust, Trump said the U.S. and Iran would work together. At the same time, though, he insisted removal would not involve U.S. troops on the ground. He said, quote, "No troops. We'll go down and get it with them, and then we'll take it. We'll be getting it together because by that time we'll have an agreement." Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Now, Trump says the U.S. will not pay for the uranium and that permanent peace talks could restart in Pakistan as early as next week. European leaders are reacting to news of the straits reopening.
It's still going to take time for refineries to reopen, for oil fields to start going again, potentially months in some cases. We will see that come down eventually in the next couple of months if everything moves forward as it is right now. It's a big if, of course.
CBS's Kelly O'Grady reporting on the what gas prices will look like, and adding that despite the relatively good news today, I don't expect those prices to come down immediately, but eventually. Senator Richard Blumenthal calls prediction markets a polymarket, a big part of the nation's gambling problem, and by allowing bets on wars and assassinations a threat to national security.
Prediction markets are a cesspool for market manipulation, insider trading, underage gambling, and leaks of security information.
A bill sponsored by Blumenthal would ban bets on world events. It would also allow states to regulate the market, something the Trump administration has tried to block. State Attorney General William Tong is suing for jurisdiction over the markets, calling their activities illegal online gambling. New Haven's former police chief was in court today to plead not guilty to larceny charges. Carl Jacobson is accused of stealing thousands of dollars. An arrest warrant released following the chief's arrest over the winter says Jacobson used the money for a gambling addiction. He said outside court today.
I apologize. I love the city. I hope the city moves forward. I hope the officers move forward. And that's all.
The money Jacobson accused of taking, in part, came from a fund used to pay informants for information in solving crimes. Jacobson is due back in court in June. 2 people are facing charges in West Haven after an incident last week. Started around 2:30 a.m. April 11th when police attempted to pull over a vehicle for misuse of plates while on patrol on Elm Street. The driver took off, police say, driving recklessly into oncoming traffic, forcing officers to break off the pursuit. They later spotted the vehicle near I-95. One suspect, 23-year-old Luis Eduardo Nazario, is accused of ditching a loaded Glock 40 caliber handgun while fleeing the scene. He faces firearms charges. The alleged driver of the vehicle, 27-year-old Kaylonda Johnson of Bridgeport, is charged with motor vehicle and reckless driving offenses. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. back before Congress today, speaking about the importance of funding rural health care.
Members of Congress on both sides of the aisle have made rural health a clear priority in their conversations with me because every state is feeling the strain of hospital closures, workforce shortages, and gaps in access.
Dow up 869 points, NASDAQ ahead 365, S&P up 84. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Reese is on the radio. Hey, hey. Here we go now. He's on the radio. Hey, hey. One time, hey. He's on the radio. Hey, hey. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Hey, yo. We never finish 'cause the party don't stop. Hey. The way we consider the politics, we on top. Hey. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. Hey. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Hey. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. Hey. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
The funniest thing just happened. My good friend Dana at Stadium 15 says, I'm in the car. I just turned on the radio, and I hear Reese is on the radio. The timing was perfect. Absolutely great job there, Roland. Timed it perfectly.
Perfect. Good job.
Thank you, Dana. And I hope I'm going to see you tonight because I have to thank you personally from, because of Dana did a great favor for us today, or at least a couple of days ago, and I want to thank him. It looks like actually everything worked out. We'll deal with that, but of course you'll meet Dana, my good friend, and I call him a brother. He will be at the event at Stadium 15 because, of course, he is a co-owner of Stadium 15, and that is the NewsTalk 1080 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate on May 7th. So join us there. Also sponsored by AARP Connecticut. In the next hour, college admission or college populations by race. The question that I'm going to ask or even propose in this conversation is not about race, but more about gender, which I'm finding very interesting, the disparity in this. Because I was thinking about this in my conversation with Linda McMahon yesterday, this education secretary, about one of the things that she's noticing about education, primarily in proficiency rates. in our schools. So I want to talk a little bit about that. But these numbers are staggering for a lot of reasons that people aren't paying attention to. So I want to talk about that with Rozan and with you at 860-522-WTIC. Let's get to another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, you're on the westbound side of I-84. Look for delays 56 Governor Street up to exit 47 Sigourney Street. Eastbound side of 84 slows 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, look for delays 33 down to 32. Another bump down by exit 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. 2 westbound, just a little slow as you merge with 84 west and East Hartford. 9 northbound's a little tight as you approach the Aragoni Bridge. Westbound 84 delays in Cheshire from the 691 interchange. It's sluggish right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. 84 eastbound again slows 25A in Waterbury down to the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway delays 53 in North Haven down into the West Rock Tunnel. And if you're heading 95 southbound, look for delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head into tonight, there still could be a shower or two, but otherwise it is going to be a cooler night as clouds increase. A low of 50 degrees for us tomorrow. We will be cloudy with a high of 66. And as we head into tomorrow night, clouds increase again, and it's going to have a shower towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday is our day of change. That's the cold front moving through. It's breezy in the morning, and otherwise it's a cloudy, cooler day with some showers into the early afternoon. The high 54 degrees. Monday will be partly sunny, breezy, and chilly. A couple of showers for us with a high of 51. Tuesday's cool. Plenty of sunshine and a high of 52. Right now it's 72 in Canton, 73 in Rocky Hill, and 72 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constancer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week, we discuss the latest tips in financial planning and real solutions for your money questions. Don't just save, thrive with Money Wisdom on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Life takes unexpected turns, doesn't it? Divorce, the loss of a loved one, a personal injury, losing your job. Suddenly you're searching for someone new you can trust to guide you through. But what if you didn't have to start over? What if your legal team already understood you? At BPS Lawyers, we're more than just lawyers. We're a full-service law firm that's been part of this community since 1977. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Painderis is responsible for the content of this ad.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, Rozan on the radio. We are here. It is Friday. We used to call this Ladies' Nights. Now I just call it Reese and Rozan on the radio. It's no need anymore. If I don't thank you enough, Rozan, let me say it now, and I don't think I've ever done this on the air. More women listen to this program as a result of your presence here, because you give, in essence, you don't sort of give them a voice, because I hate that terminology, but your voice matters to them. They really want to talk about these subjects from their own perspective. And sometimes this space, if you will, in talk radio can be kind of a boys' club.
We don't listen to talk radio. It's boring listening to a man drone on all day. No offense, you're fascinating, and I love listening to you. But
Right.
But in this sphere,
Yeah.
right? They all talk like this, and everybody's talking about the same news story. And you
Yeah.
get occasional like this, but for the most part, it's all this, and they do a lot of sports talking. It's boring.
Right. And
Boring.
I really do appreciate you coming here because women have stopped you. You don't believe it though, but women stop
you. Keep telling me that.
But
listen,
they do. They if they don't talk to you, they talk about you to me. And it's always, where's Rozan? And Rozan is great, and we love having her. So, the first thing you said was, can I be on more? No, that was me. I said, I think I'm going to have you on a little bit more. So I brought you on last Wednesday. And so, of course, Fridays is always your day because it's a little lighter on the news, even though we still talk about news stories, but it's not like breaking dramatic stuff. It's kind of a slow news day. So,
right, I get the leftovers. I get the, there's nothing else going on. Stick a woman in there.
It has been a benefit.
I am what you are doing. Like, I am the Marvel. Like, this is the Marvel effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta have a girl in there.
It's
I need a girl superhero. You know what? Let's put Gwyneth Paltrow in an Iron Man suit.
The chicks will love it.
That's what I am. I'm Gwyneth Paltrow in an Iron Man suit. Yeah, chicks will love it.
I think, no.
Jesus.
People, and again, there you go, doing exactly why people like you. You're funny and you're quick-witted, and you're
and
just
I'm
not.
mean to you.
and
So.
Exactly. Anyway, with that being said, talking about the sort of male-female dynamic in things, this college thing was a guy, I guess some reverend or whatever it was talking about African-American men attending college. And he said that black men only attend college because it is forced upon them or pushed upon them by their mothers and their grandmothers. Now, I don't know whether or not that's true. I will never know if that's true. I believe that college is one of those things where if you like education, no matter who you are, you want to advance in education. I think that supersedes color, right? Or ethnicity or culture, whatever it is. I think that college is associated with knowledge. It just is, and it's either in you or it isn't. But when you look at the numbers, folks, we have 350 million people in the country. Currently sitting in college is 19.04 million people. But the breakdown is important, not because of race, but because of gender. That's the interesting part. I want to address a question that Adam 12, also known as Booker White, asked the question. He says, what about the whole more black men in prison than they are in college? Rozan, you have the answer to that question.
I do. I'm waiting for the numbers to populate.
Okay.
Okay. Total black men incarcerated is in prison and in jail is, we'll go with the higher number, 560,000.
Okay. In college and universities, what's that number?
We'll go with we'll still go with the...
you want to go with the lower end? I don't care.
Yeah, we'll call it 550,000. So there's a 10,000 difference between the highest incarcerated and lowest college.
Okay.
But if you look at highest to highest, 650,000 are in college, whereas 560,000 are incarcerated. So there's a difference of about 140,000.
Now, my numbers say something a little different here. Because what was your number for incarcerated?
140,000. I'm sorry, 560,000.
Okay. So I went
and that's including local, federal, state jails, and prisons.
Okay. But I'm looking at the numbers for college overall. And this is the number that I got. Black and Hispanic numbers are what you'd expect in the population. But this was HBCUs, which I thought was interesting. Black males at HBCUs is 76,500. That's in HBCUs. The numbers for the breakdown of all males in college is another number altogether. And I think I broke that down, or at least I hope to. Okay. Sorry, no, that's HBCUs again. Here we go. All colleges nationwide. Black males make up 4.6% of all college students. The number, 870,200. That would mean that there are more black males in college than they are in prison.
Yes.
Okay? That's fair to say. So any civil rights or one of these rabble-rousers, they can kill that noise with the nonsense of there are more black men in jail than there are in college. That's over. Okay? Dispel that rumor. But this other number is what I find concerning. And I started this off with the HBCUs just because we know what the graduation rates are in HBCUs. 38% of all students at HBCU graduate. Only 38%. The highest percentile are in places like Howard and what's the other? What's the black school?
FAMU?
No, begins with an S. Why am I forgetting? The Cosby Show used to talk about that school all the time. It's not Stanford. There's another name for it. Somebody will say it in the chat room. I can't, for goodness of all graces.
I'm sorry. HBCUs were not a thing for
but
me
I know,
until my daughter wanted
but
to go to
Howard has the largest number of graduates per that college. I think in that number, it goes anywhere in upwards of 46 to 56% at that school. But anyway. But overall, in every HBCU, and the HBCU total students population is 289,000. But again, back to the disparity between males and females in the black community. It turns out that at HBCUs, as I said, 26%, 76,500 are black males. Black females in HBCUs are 142,000. So we're looking at almost more or double the amount of black males in school. So I said to myself, let me look up some other numbers. Forget about that. Maybe it's just HBCUs. Let's look at the number overall in every college. And upon looking at those numbers, again, black males, 870,200 in all of college. Black females, 1.542 million. 1.542 million. Almost double again. So then I wanted to look at the number as it pertains to, and by the way, overall, that's 2.41 million for blacks in college. What percentage does that make? 12.7 of all college participants.
What's the population of black folks in the country?
40 million. 48 million.
Percentage.
Oh, the percentage? About 13 to 14%.
So it's about...
It's about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about the same. Just a little bit lower, but only a percentile, a percentage point is not horrible. Now, I said, or you said to me, Rozan, what about Hispanics? Because you wanted to know that number as a Latina female who has gone to college. Hispanic males, 1.6 million currently in colleges and universities. That is double the amount. Sorry?
That's twice.
Yeah, that is twice the number for African Americans. Sorry,
and
excuse
that's
me.
still more than black women.
Yes,
even.
870,000 black males in all of college. For Hispanic males, 1.620 million, 8.5% of all college participants. But again, women are up 2.374 million. Again, the disparity is more women in college in that breakdown. So I went to go look up, okay, well, obviously we have to look up white participation rate inside colleges. And that number, of course, as you would guess, is bigger. 9.215 million whites are in schools. You actually looked up the number of the breakdown between whites, male and female in the white community, and you found something that is on par with Hispanics and blacks when it comes to gender. And that was, do you remember the number that you found?
I don't. Stand by.
But I think it was somewhere around 52% female, something on the edges of maybe 47, maybe 46. Is that the number you got?
Okay, so... Try to go back a little bit.
Okay.
White men... 21.18% of white men attend post-secondary, and 28.4% of white women attend post-secondary.
Okay, so still the disparity is more women go to college than men.
Right, but 49.58% of white students go on to college.
Right.
Versus, I don't remember what the number was for black students, but it was, here it is, 13 to 14%.
Yeah. So to break down as it relates to race, which again, this makes sense. 51.1%, that turns out to be 9.215 million for whites. Hispanics, 22.2%, which accounts for 3.995 million. African Americans, 13.4%. That is on par with the actual population. That is 2.412 million. Asians come in at 7.9. That is 1.419 million. Two or more races are down all the way to 4.5%. Yeah. And American Indian and Alaskan Native 0.7.
Yeah, just about a 0.5%.
Yeah. And so the thing that I wanted to talk about in this, and I want your opinion and many others, why do you believe, or why do you think that more women are in college than there are men? And do you think it is a cultural thing between men and women when it comes to college or higher education? Because we're looking at numbers, with the exception of the white population, at least with Hispanics and blacks, we're looking at almost half of, the difference.
So I'm asking Grok.
You love Grok.
I do. It's my best friend.
Hello.
So between 1900 and 1930, it was pretty even. Men and women went to college. Now,
Right.
a lot of people don't realize this because women have been sold this lie that we've never been educated.
Yeah, very good point.
But prior to, sadly, the civil rights movement and the women's suffrage movement, women were going to college on par, the same level or just about the same level as men. Women were educated, right?
Okay.
1947, so we're looking at post-World War II.
Yep.
Men started going to college more. Now, in my thought process and understanding history, at this time, women had stayed home. They were taking care of the factories and doing all the labor jobs that men weren't around to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men came home, boom, what do they call them? Baby boomers.
Right.
They're called boomers, right? Boomers now had to stay home. We were in the factories working. Husbands came home. Now we got babies. We're at home taking care of our babies.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. Now in 1970, it was still a male majority, but again, we're still raising boomers in 1970.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're starting to go off to college and things like that, but that was kind of the later end of boomers. 1980 is when women came back to reaching what they call parity, which means on par with.
Yeah. So this is the movement of getting women into colleges.
After burning bras, this is birth control. This is all of these things are starting to happen for women. We're demanding, more.
Exactly. This is the
work.
women. This is like the at this point
culmination of the female.
The women's movement.
Right.
It really takes like a power surge at this
you didn't
point.
let me finish.
I'm sorry.
In 1980, it became on parity, but it also was the beginning of a female majority attending college.
Right.
And for me, what I think is now 70 to 80, birth control, women going to college, women getting jobs, things like that.
Dual income households.
What else did we see an increase in? Divorce rates.
Interesting.
So now women have no choice but to enter the workforce. In order to get these better jobs, women now have to go to college. So I would guess somewhere between 1970 and 1980 is where you started having moms teaching their daughters, hey, listen, you can't trust these scummy men. You need to go to college and take care of yourself.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where that began. So we're starting to see 50 to 52% of women were in college, whereas 48 to 50% of men went to college. Not a huge disparity, but there was a little bit. And then, of course, in 1990 is where the feminine number starts to grow. So we go from 1980, where it's 48 to 50% of men. In 1990, it's only 46% of men.
So the slow decline of attendance.
It was a very slow decline, and now you got to start looking at all of the other things that are playing a part in this. Women are being forced into I don't need no man. I don't need no scrubs, right? and that's kind of where we start to see women are building more and more on their independence.
I don't want to so much as counter this, but I want to address this in the next break. And plus, we'll take some phone calls if you wish to opine about this. But you're right on the part. Not Hillman College. It's you'll ask.
That was one they talked about.
That was one they talked about. Hillman is a fake school.
It was that show, A Different World.
Yes, that's their school. That's where she
Spellman.
went. Spellman, that's the one I'm thinking of. Thank you.
Woo.
Let's get a check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, good afternoon to you and Rozan and everyone. If you're heading into downtown Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, look for a little slow traffic as you move down from exit 33 down to 32A and B. Again, just a little slowdown as you approach the 691 interchange in Meriden. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 84, a little tight, just after 56 Governor Street into the downtown tunnel up to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound looks good, just a little tap of the brakes in the tunnel. If you are traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound is a little tight at the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Cheshire, slowing from the 691 interchange. Pretty much sluggish right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slows a little bit, approaching exit 18 in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway delays 53 in North Haven down into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound slowing 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy with some thunderstorms in the mix for the rest of today. And those thunderstorms, they have some gusty winds, also a lot of heavy rain. Watch out for some ponding on roadways. As we come down from a high in the mid-70s, we'll be cooler tonight. The clouds increasing with a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us to start off the weekend with a high of 66. Heading into tomorrow night, we'll be cloudy with a shower as we approach towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday is when our cold front moves through, so it's a breezy, cooler, cloudy day. There will be a few showers in the early afternoon. The high, 54 degrees. Monday, we are going to be partly cloudy and also a little breezy and chilly with a couple of showers, a high of 51. Tuesday will be cool but sunny with a high of 52. And as we go into the middle of the week, we're going to keep things a little bit warmer with a high of 63 on Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Stocks finished higher on news that Iran was reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The Dow was up over 1 3/4% to 869. The S&P finished above 7,100 for the first time ever, and the NASDAQ was up about 1.5%. President Trump tells CBS Iran has agreed to stop enriching uranium forever, he says. Both countries will work together and won't require U.S. troops on the ground. Meantime, talks for a more lasting peace could restart perhaps as soon as early next week in Pakistan, says Trump, with Vice President Vance once again the point man. Former police chief of New Haven was in court to answer larceny charges today. Carl Jacobson pled not guilty to the charges that led to his arrest and resignation last winter. An arrest warrant says Jacobson stole tens of thousands of dollars from police accounts to pay for his gambling habit. Police are continuing to investigate that fatal crash from late Wednesday night involving 2 tractor trailers. Collision occurred on the eastbound side of Interstate 84 in Vernon near exit 66. One rig struck another that was parked in the shoulder, sparking a fire. Man accused of killing Charlie Kirk wants a judge to ban cameras from the courtroom and says live broadcasts of the prosecution are violating his right to a fair trial. Tyler Robinson was back in the Utah State Court today as his attorneys pressed their claims that biased coverage is tainting potential jurors in his aggravated murder case. Kirk was shot to death last September 10th while addressing thousands on the campus of Utah Valley University. And who's up for more Spaceballs? The cast and the filmmakers behind the sequel, including Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis, brought humor to CinemaCon in Vegas. Mel Brooks announced the title, Spaceballs, the new one. With his usual wit, film expected in theaters next year. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I didn't realize it was that time already. We got to do the stupidest thing I read today.
Wow.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I read today. Connecticut is reporting that Senator Chris Murphy's favorability has gone up to 10%.
So the longer he stays gone, the more people like him?
He was at 1 a couple of weeks ago, but he's now at 10%, according to this report.
Has he stopped talking?
This is from the University of Massachusetts Lowell /YouGov poll that was done in March 26th to the 30th of 1,000 adults, and the margin of error is 4.05, which is a lot of margin. But the list went out for all of these people that they favored. Now, on the top of the list, I got to give it to you because it's somebody that you and I know and love. Not that we know them personally, but we know them. And that is Dolly Parton, who is at the top of the list. Yeah. You can't go wrong there. She has a 70% favorable view. Only 5% unfavorable, with 19% of no opinion.
Those are children.
6% say they never heard of her. That's awful.
Bastards.
The number is rounded out by Barack Obama, who's got 50%. That's good. 36% unfavorable. 14% still holds a strong Dem loyalty, but they don't say who does it, who's never heard of him. Bernie Sanders after Barack Obama. George W. Bush comes in at number 4. Wow. And Vladimir Zelensky comes in at number 5 with 37 and 35% favorable, respectively.
But he's still better than Chris Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. Far better than Chris Murphy. Taylor Swift is on the list. Donald Trump is on the list. He's at least in the top 10. Kamala Harris comes in below J.D. Vance. That's interesting because here's why. This is why it's wild. J.D. Vance has 35. In fact, they're tied. J.D. Vance has 35% favorable, 45% unfavorable. Kamala Harris has 35% favorable, but 46% unfavorable. But let's get back down to Chris Murphy. Chris Murphy, this is crazy, has a 10% favorable rating. And you would think at least it would mean that he has less than the unfavorable. No, he's 11% unfavorable. 30% say no opinion, a net 1%. Who are the people who beat Chris Murphy? Try this on. This is crazy.
Vladimir Putin.
He is
Kim
beaten.
Jong-un.
Let me give the list. Kim Jong-un. That would actually be funny. Jim Thune beats him. Tucker Carlson beats him. Benjamin Netanyahu actually comes in better than Tucker Carlson. Mike Johnson, House Speaker. Gavin Newsom does better than him.
Wow.
AOC, Elon Musk, and Marco Rubio. Also better
Where's
than him.
Moron Kamdani?
Moron Kamdani is not on the list, unfortunately. But by the way, you mentioned Vladimir Putin. He comes out at the bottom with 5% favorable, just 5% lower than Chris Murphy, but 70% unfavorable. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Chris Murphy moving up in the favorables.
Yeah, well, not surprising, is it? Is it surprising?
You heard what Rozan said. It was like, is he moving up in the favorables because he hasn't been in the state? That's probably what happened.
It's probably what it is, because when you're out, yelling and screaming
exactly
on the West Coast,
stay away. We like you more.
Exactly. There's less damage you can do when you're 3,000 miles away.
Good deal.
Hey, if you're into Hartford right now, coming into Hartford, this traffic report being brought to you by Whittlesey, 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Westbound 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound's a little slow in the tunnel. If you're heading toward Waterbury, westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire. 691 interchange right up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing by 18. Heading into New Haven, southbound Parkway, you got delays 51 down to 50 in Hamden, and 95 southbound delays 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Whittlesey wants your business to succeed. Whittlesey is more than an accounting firm. They're advocates for your business, delivering a robust set of solutions, including audit, tax, technology, cybersecurity, and advisory services. Learn more at wadvising.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Got a few passing showers out there, especially to our north, so just watch out for that as we go through the next few hours. But tonight, it is cooler as clouds do increase on us, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, a cloudy but dry day as we hit a high of 66 degrees. And tomorrow night will be cloudy with a shower towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. The cold front comes through Sunday, and this is where it's breezy. We'll also have the clouds and, of course, a few showers, a high of 54 degrees. Going into Monday, it's partly sunny, breezy, and chilly with a couple of showers possible. The high just 51, and it's cool with sunshine as we hit 52 on Tuesday. Right now, it's 75 in Plainville, 72 in Windsor, and 72 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Please visit peterlbrown.com for siding, roofing, windows, and doors.
For all station contest rules, go to WTIC.com and click contests. That's WTIC.com and click contests.
Make your money work harder for your future. Catch Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom tomorrow morning at 8:30 for essential retirement tips. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Growing a brand is hard, but reaching the right customers shouldn't be. Meet Outcomes from Viant. We've built an intelligent platform that handles the complexity of digital advertising for you. Powered by advanced AI, we help your brand show up in the right places at the right time and ensure that every dollar you spend leads to a real business result. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
You want to take some phone calls?
Sure.
Why not? The Poet Laureate is on the line. Fred in Middletown. What's up, buddy?
Hey, well, among my many language chops is renaming people, places, and things. So I'd like to suggest a moniker for Mark, official fraud hunter, for Reese on the radio show.
I like that. Great name.
And I have a question. What is the fascination with 16-year-olds? Todd Feinberg used to have a 16-year-old.
How would I know that?
Well, don't you have a 16-year-old that you're like doing something with, and he's just so special?
First of all, we got to reword that because it comes across very creepy.
Yes, he's a teenager who is into politics and in broadcasting.
And he's good.
He is good.
He's good.
All right. Do I have time for a poem? I can link it into your topic by saying it pertains to a man who can legally call himself a doctor.
Okay, who is the guy who can legally call himself a doctor?
It's called A Special Place in Hell. Somebody yelled, timber! It's Dr. Reverend Noisy Kimber. Where? I don't see him. Where did he go? No, you can't see him. He's on the radio. On the Reese on the radio show. For the second time. By the way, will someone please tell Dr. Kimball that being a card-carrying Democrat, read communist, in America in 2026 is not a crime. When it was posited that pastor is but a Democrat Party arm, the good doctor lied and denied that he's pimping and shilling for the risen ghost of Karl Marx and those who intend Uncle Sam harm. Well, what exactly is Dr. Kimber's role or place or part? Let's discuss. I'd say he's not so much arm as anus, placed on earth by an angry, wrathful God to learn us about Jesus and justice and just us. Dr. Kimber came up humble in Alabama, where his mama taught him to be a scammer. Boise, my boy, mama would say, there be a sucker born each and every minute of every day, and never, ever, ever give one an even break. But alas, there's a third part to the birth rate of suckers equation, and that would be never smarten up a sucker. Did Mama forget to tell him, or did he simply not believe her? Because Boise done gone and smartened us all up. Well, maybe not all of us, but certainly some. How, you ask? Why, by being so dumb. You see, there are no stupid people in heaven, at least not according to my last pastor, Dr. Gene Scott. I don't know how he knew that, but he claimed to know. Anecdotally, in addendum, Dr. Scott used to also say that if there are no dogs in heaven, then he didn't want to go. Thank you.
You got it. Poet Laureate Fred in Middletown. Coming for Boise Kimber, who hasn't been on for a while, but promises that he'll be here. We'll see if we can get him back. Let's go to Christine in Wellington. Christine called a couple of days ago, and I know you wanted to talk a little bit about this back and forth between the Pope and Donald Trump. Please.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you know that. Yes, I did watch it because I think this is very important. I tried yesterday, but you were busy.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to say that I was raised in the Catholic religion. Religion is a key word here, okay? Mm-hmm. And when I read the Bible, right away I knew this is not correct, because I'm going to read you something. The last paragraph in Revelation, John is on the island of Patmos, and it says, this is a warning. For I testify to everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to these things, God will add to him the plagues that are written in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part from the book of life, from the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. That to me says, right there, you don't add or take away.
Yes.
So these religions, and it's religion, and it was interesting when the Pope said Trump's manipulating religion. Yes, because religion is bondage. Christ is freedom. I just want to encourage people to seek a church that is just following the Bible, because throughout the Bible, in Catholicism, they have added, they have taken away. They say pray to Mary. They say you go to a priest. They want to put a middleman in there, and Jesus wants a personal relationship where you don't even have to step a foot into church to have that.
Right.
And when he was saying about, also there's a scripture says, the Ecclesiastes, there's a time to hate, a time to love. There's a time for peace and a time for war.
That's right.
So the Pope just picks and chooses. But I really am glad he's doing this because he is revealing the hypocrisy of himself and this Catholic following. Because that's what I'm saying. A warning. You do not add, you do not take away. So I just want to encourage. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can I just say that, the Pope is interjecting himself into American policy.
That's right.
He's trying to make religion the basis or the Catholic entity, the basis behind which our government behaves.
Right.
How's that any different from Islam?
Good point.
Because Islam is a religion,
right,
according to
yes,
clerics. So, once we start bowing down to what religious people think ought to be done, what ought not be done, and we're allowing religion to censor us, how long until we're all wearing hijabs?
Let me play the audio because Christine is responding to this as I brought it up yesterday. This was the Pope in Cameroon, my brother's favorite place to pronounce, speaking to them and taking the first part of what Jesus said and then adding something that isn't even in the Bible. Is this it here? And there it is.
Jesus told us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, but woe to those who manipulate religion in the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain."
Which is exactly what he did, Christine. No?
Yes, and the other thing too is that, so that's what I really want to get across to young people, because there was an article in the Times today how young men are seeking out God more now, which is great. But please, don't go go into a religion. Get yourself a Bible. That's what God wants you to read every single day. And Catholics, they don't have their Bible under their arm as they go in. They listen to somebody programming them, and it's like any of these religions. Religion is bondage. Christ is freedom. And when they say he's holy, there is no one righteous, no, not one. He is not holy. There is no man that is holy besides Christ.
Which was totally my point yesterday. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
You got it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Religion depends on rule following, and that was the whole basis of the Jewish religion and the I'm drawing a blank on what they were. Pharisees was they were in charge of ensuring that all 600 and some odd rules were followed in order to make every person worthy of being able to worship, right? Jesus Christ came and died on the cross for our sins. Jesus Christ is the new covenant. He is the New Testament. Jesus' blood is the thing that now prevents us from being required to behave with all these laws. So this need to do what the Bible says, I get it. There's a lot of great information in the Bible. It's really a great a foundation, a format. And if you're really wanting to live a good life, a stress-free, happier life, you will follow what the Bible tells you. However, there's nothing in the Bible that requires you to pray to a certain people or to a certain deity for this or a deity for that, and there's nobody saying that your government has to behave in a certain way. And I'd like to remind people that this country, there are colonized, that's the wrong word. What are the people that first came here? The Pilgrims. I can talk. The Pilgrims first came here seeking freedom from religious persecution. What church were they fleeing? The Church of England, which had separated itself from Rome.
Okay.
Well, everybody's leaving Rome, so why is Rome now trying to come over here and tell us how to behave? Stay over there, Pope.
Let's go to Francis, who's calling from Plainville. Hello, Francis. How are you?
Hey, Reese. Going back, getting away from the Pope and going back to your brief discussion on men and women going to college.
Yeah.
Having been a professor and a dean and semi-retired now, and having written a couple of really obscure encyclopedia pieces on colleges.
Okay.
I've got a kind of the history. If you're looking at the 1900 through to the Depression,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the women going to college were going to women's colleges, and they
Right.
were often connected to a male institution. Vassar, Columbia's the classic, Smith, Amherst, just up the road, 91. So there was basically a lot of the women were essentially going to college to be educated, but then marry someone from the major
Sort of like
men's
the
college.
partnering school. There was sort of a, I don't want to call it sort of an arrangement, if you will, but that's kind of what it was like, right?
It was because they were close. What do you call it? In the vicinity.
A dating pool. Yes, there you go.
The vicinity
Dating
was
pool.
there. You got the male school, the female school. Like this is your dating pool basically. They're in vicinity. Proximity allows for those things to happen.
So go ahead. I'm listening.
Absolutely. And then when we get to after World War II, we got a massive expansion in education, specifically in what we call STEM today. And a lot of areas that men worked in where they would apprentice, for example, architecture or the law, they're now getting degrees in. So you see this massive expansion of degrees at colleges for fields that previously you apprenticed in and you didn't get necessarily a degree, and also the massive expansion in terms of STEM in this country requiring degrees. So that's kind of where you get this more men going to college and not as many women because they're not following the same field areas as the men.
Okay.
And then we get the push because the numbers become so skewed. We need women, and we have the women's movement. Can't depend on the guy. Got to be educated. Can't just be a housewife. Need to have backup plan. But also in terms of policy, pushing more women to go into STEM specifically.
Okay.
That started kind of on my generation. I'm in my 60s now.
Right.
So we got the numbers, but the problem with that push was everything was focused on the girls in the classroom and became more so as we went into the 90s and 2000s.
Right.
Because the guys got left behind.
And that, do you think that let me ask you this, Francis. Do you believe that was actually an effort in education to sort of because I believe that there was sort of there was this ideology that said that there were less women in certain areas or fields, that they pushed it so much that they, in essence, in doing so, were overcorrecting in this manner, that more women were forged through the college ranks and men were sort of left behind, even in regular basic education.
I agree with that. I don't think it was planned. I think it was just we're focusing on this and we're forgetting about the guys. And the assumption was, well, the guys have always done it,
right,
so this generation will do it too. Well, no, they were the prior generations had been pushed. You stop pushing, the guys are going, oh, I can be a goof off.
Right.
I mean, it's basic parenting. You know, my parents weren't my friends. My parents were prepare me for life, crack the whip, make sure I do get the rewards, carrot and the stick, if you will.
Yeah.
But make sure that I did what I needed to do.
Do you believe that there was any? Do you believe, Francis, there was any natural cultural shift in that demographic? In other words, that men took on a particular mindset of as far as work was concerned. Because I remember at some particular area, as Rozan was talking about, around the 70s and 80s, I remember that there were more men leaving school, especially in African-American communities. They had left school as early as junior high, if not grade school, and started working because it was kind of not cultural. It was an important role for men to get out into the workforce as early as possible. Education, becoming lawyers and doctors and all that stuff was sort of thrown by the side. You need to start working now.
Well, I think that had always been, but we dropped the continuing. It's, they're already working, they're fine.
Right.
Instead of keep improving, keep continuing. And, I mean, if you go back to what founders, Ben Franklin always said, if you let the poor be comfortable in their poverty, they'll never work to get out.
Yeah, that's
true. In a lot of ways, you got a kid who, you're comfortable in the job you have coming right out of high school. You're not going to necessarily work hard to think about the job you want to have at 40.
Good point.
And I think the men there was an assumption that the men are going to just keep doing what prior generations have done without thinking, wait, there's got to be the carrot and the stick.
Mm-hmm.
And the focus became on the ladies, and that's where we're seeing the disparity at the college level now, where we've basically had a generation, maybe 2 generations of too many males who haven't been pushed to really bear down and do what they need to do long term.
Francis, I do have to take a break, but I totally appreciate this. Do me a favor. Find a way to contact me. Go to ReeseOnRadio.com. I want to talk to you more about on your entries on this, if we could, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Have yourself a good one.
You got it, man. You too. Have a great weekend. Let's take a break. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's here. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading toward Hartford right now, overall, a pretty decent ride. 84 eastbound, just a little slowdown from 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulk Bridge out to 45 Flatbush. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Again, a little slow in Hartford by exit 28. Southbound 91 Meriden slows 19 down to 17. If you're traveling into Waterbury, see it slow traffic in Cheshire approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury, and 84 eastbound just a little slow by exit 18 in Waterbury. Southbound on the Parkway, you've got delays from exit 51 down to exit 50 in Hamden. 95 South New Haven slowing 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy with some thunderstorms in the mix for the rest of today. And those thunderstorms, they have some gusty winds, also a lot of heavy rain. Watch out for some ponding on roadways. As we come down from a high in the mid-70s, we'll be cooler tonight. The clouds increasing with a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us to start off the weekend with a high of 66. Heading into tomorrow night, will be cloudy with a shower as we approach towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday is when our cold front moves through, so it's a breezy, cooler, cloudy day. There will be a few showers in the early afternoon. The high, 54 degrees. Monday, we are going to be partly cloudy and also a little breezy and chilly with a couple of showers, a high of 51. Tuesday will be cool but sunny with a high of 52. And as we go into the middle of the week, we're going to keep things a little bit warmer with a high of 63 on Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock Hartford temperature 72 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson has pled not guilty to larceny charges. He was in court today. Jacobson arrested and later resigned after he was accused of stealing $85,000 from a couple of police fund accounts to cover gambling debts. One of those accounts is used to pay informants in criminal investigations. The ex-chief said outside court.
Obviously, he's been popping up all over the news, and it was something that I got caught up in with the ease of having it on an app. I just hope people understand, if anything, learn from the cases that are coming up recently to make sure they take care of themselves.
Jacobson is due back in court in June. CBS is reporting the Trump administration is considering new talks with Iran about a peace deal that could start as early as Monday in Pakistan, with Vice President Vance once again the point man. This on the heels of Iran's reopening of the Strait of Hormuz today.
Iran's foreign minister cited the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Lebanon in announcing the Strait of Hormuz is now fully open. On social media, President Trump said the U.S. naval blockade of the strait will remain in effect until a deal is reached to end the U.S.-led war with Iran. The president also posted, "The USA will get all nuclear dust created by our great B-2 bombers." He's referring to the U.S. bombing last year of Iran's nuclear sites. Iran has not confirmed any such agreement. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
European leaders are reacting to news of the strait's reopening.
President Emmanuel Macron and Prime Minister Keir Starmer have welcomed the announced reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, but say it must become permanent. Europe nations plan to restore maritime security there with a meeting of military planners in London next week. Speaking after a meeting of some 50 countries, Macron said, "We all demand the full, immediate and unconditional reopening of the strait by all parties." Starmer said the announcement by Iran and the US that the waterway is open must become both lasting and a workable proposal. He said France and the UK will lead a multinational mission to safeguard shipping as soon as conditions allow. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Despite the latest developments, gas prices remain high across the country. Correspondent Lana Zach with more from frustrated drivers in Iowa.
We have been crisscrossing the state of Iowa, talking to people who have been directly affected by these prices.
Everyone that I speak with, people are struggling.
I just had a half tank of gas, and it was over $60. And normally a full tank is about $60.
So you're getting half as much?
Getting half as much.
Few key highway exit ramps will be closing in the Meriden area soon. The state says it will have to close exit 16 of Interstate 91 northbound and exit 64B on Route 15 north in order to facilitate construction that is occurring in that area. Eva Zamaris is a spokeswoman with the Department of Transportation.
These ramp closures are necessary as work does continue on this project. These are temporary exit ramp closures.
Now, those ramps will close beginning this Sunday evening at 6 p.m. They are scheduled to reopen 2 weeks later, Sunday, May 3rd. Pope Leo gave remarks in Cameroon after President Trump's criticisms this week on social media about Iran.
Here's what he had to say this morning.
Do not give in to distrust and discouragement. Reject every form of abuse or violence which deceives by promising easy gains but hardens the heart and makes it insensitive.
Correspondent Chris Livesay is traveling with the Pope. 9-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Griner is looking forward to one season as the headliner for the Connecticut Sun. She has signed a one-year, $1.2 million free agent contract. She played 3 full seasons since being jailed in Russia for 10 months. For possession of cannabis vape cartridges.
I don't think people understand how tough that is, how much it lives with you, how little instances can bring up, different things. It really does make you stronger, going through adversity. It really does give you a different perspective on life, and the moment that you have and opportunities that you have. So I feel like I seize those moments better too now.
She says she chose Connecticut in part because of its strong fan base for women's basketball. Wall Street ended the week on an up note on the news of the Strait of Hormuz reopening. The Dow jumped 1,000 points for a time, finished at 868. The NASDAQ was up 363 points, and the S&P gained 84. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
This day's going by too fast.
I know, it's crazy.
Is it wild?
Yeah. Well, Fridays always do, but
doesn't.
You and I are sitting here 4 days in a car, and it went pretty quickly. Except when I had to use the bathroom or something. But
news. Today in music news, Victoria Beckham turns 52. If you could consider her a music star, she's the Spice Girl, one of the Spice Girls.
You mean she's a football player's wife?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But she's in here. One of my favorite people, Redman, turns 56 today. He had a great album in 2024 called Muddy Waters 2. I still love that. Liz Phair turns 59. Did you know her? That Liz Phair? Were you familiar with her at all? She was kind of like, that whole, Lilith Fair kind of. Never mind. All right. And Maynard James Keenan turns 62. He is the Tool in a Perfect Circle frontman. People who like the group Tool, you're not going to know who they are.
I know who Tool is.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, album chart anniversaries are included with Pink Floyd. 32 years ago, The Division Bell starts a 4-week run on the number one chart in the UK. Sorry, the albums chart in the UK. 37 years ago, the Pixies, Doolittle, released in 1989. 53 years ago, the Eagles, Desperado, released in 1973. That's a good album. Paul McCartney released McCartney in 1970. And 62 years ago, the Rolling Stones' self-titled debut album, released in the UK in 1964. That's right. And that's your music news. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I'm going to take a wild guess here, Mark Christopher. Not a Pixies or Tool fan.
No.
I knew it. I knew it. I could tell. I could just tell what band you're into. I don't know how I can do it. But I think
it's got to be rhythmic, and it has to have some horns.
Really? You're a horns guy?
Huge horns guy.
Oh, really? That's right, because you like Tower of Power.
That's right. I like Chicago.
Chicago. Don't
Steely
talk mess.
Dan.
Steely Dan, well, you can't go wrong there.
No.
Okay, I'm a big Steely Dan fan.
I love the Dan's my favorite of all time.
Yeah, great band. Anyway, okay, I figured. Is that ice? What is
I
that?
got a little ice going. I just had a wing that was very hot.
Oh, look at you.
He likes spices on his food.
Yeah,
unlike you.
Because apparently he's adventurous and doesn't like the taste of food. That's why.
You
know what it is?
White woman.
Yeah. My allergies are just banging right now.
Yeah.
The tree pollen.
Yep.
So it's doing a good job clearing out my nose right now.
Yeah, well, at least you got that.
Yeah, it feels a lot better. I can breathe again. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford, southbound side of 91, you got delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, a little slow down by exit 28. Eastbound 84 slowing 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush. If you're heading into the Waterbury area, westbound 84 tied up approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound's a little slow by 18. Southbound Parkway tight between exit 51 and 50. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Going through the next few hours, might see a few raindrops here and there, like in the Plainville area. And as we head into tonight, it is cooler as the clouds increase on us, a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow, we're cloudy, but largely dry, a high of 66. Tomorrow night will be cloudy with a shower towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday, a cold front is moving through our area, so it's cloudy, it's cooler. There's going to be some showers, especially into the early afternoon. The high is 54 degrees. It'll also be a little breezy through the day. Monday is partly sunny, breezy, and chilly for us as a couple of showers linger around. The high, 51 degrees. And Tuesday will be cool, sunny, a high of 52. Right now, it's 71 in Manchester, 71 in Bristol, and 71 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was, "Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican," a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. On May 7th, WTIC NewsTalk 1080 will host the 11th commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. The debate will be live on the air, but if you'd like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets at WTIC.com. Click on More, then Contests. 60 winners will win a pair of tickets. WTIC NewsTalk 1080's 11th Commandment Republican Gubernatorial Debate is sponsored by AARP Connecticut.
Need good tech advice?
Must be a computer error.
Tune into the Gold.com award-winning Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings 9 to 11 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
God, I love technology.
Eric Semmel and Dennis Howland of Tab Computer Systems will keep you updated with tech news you can use and answer your technology questions live on the air. Miss a program? Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in from anywhere via the Odyssey app. Computer Talk with Tab, Saturday mornings on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I'm Tom O'Hanlon, and you're listening to Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
He did that on purpose. I miss Tom. We should give him a shout out soon enough. So we were talking behind the scenes about this, this college thing, and people were calling in. Rozan, are you still working on these numbers, or do you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram now. I'm just waiting for my turn to talk. I don't really care what else is going on. What do you need me to look at?
Nothing.
I got it pulled up.
You're
what do you
so
need?
Typical.
Listen, I'm just being honest. You want me to lie to you? I will lie to the audience. I'm sitting here and I am captivated. I'm hanging on every word you say. I'm just, wow. Is that better?
You're a mess.
I know. I am sorry.
You're just a mess. We'll take phone calls in a minute. Yesterday we were supposed to have Mark of West Hartford ended up filling in for the corrections ombudsman Devon Ward, who was supposed to be in yesterday, and he couldn't make it because there was an alleged suicide at the New Haven Correctional Facility, and I haven't read any details on it. I didn't touch on it or anything like that, but.
Why is it so depressing to be incarcerated in Connecticut?
Why
are people killing themselves?
This particular, I don't know the details. Adam 12 was telling me a little bit about it, but this, according to the reports, it may indeed be a suicide, but that's still an issue because even if you have a correctional facility that there are, let's say 15 to 20% of those who are incarcerated are going to commit suicide. This place is supposed to be the last place where that's supposed to happen. As sort of like gang attacks and things like that, or, somebody getting beat to death. But there appears to be this issue. And what happens is, and I hate to put this on correction officers, if you're listening, you're going to be mad about it, but you guys know it to be true, that there are some people who are not doing what they're supposed to do, especially on overnight shifts. That's how we got Jeffrey Epstein's death and the mystery thereafter. Because, we find out that people weren't doing their jobs. There was not a regular check of his cell. And you have to ask yourself, what is the reform what can you do to reform that kind of behavior in the overnight shift? And this is the thing I always say is the problem. You have to talk to the people who do the job, and you have to give them an opportunity to be honest. See, I would talk to somebody who does the overnight shift in a correctional facility, and what is your biggest issue? Why do people fall asleep? Why do people drop the ball? Go ahead.
We have a friend in Virginia who is a corrections officer.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to say his name
That's
because
okay.
he's very protective
Yeah, he's
of
very
it.
protective of it.
But I mean, just in Prince William County, I don't recall ever hearing about.
You don't hear stories.
This
That's
occurring.
true. That's true.
And we know him.
Mm-hmm.
And the job that he does. I mean, we had a friend, one of your employees that came out of Prince William County and came to stay with us. But
we had two, by the way. We had two. Yeah.
Two employees. One went in and the other one went to the hospital. We're not talking about the one that went to the hospital.
Right.
But he took his job very seriously. I mean, we talked often, and he actually wanted me to try to be a corrections officer. And I was like, I would be locked up because I'm not nice, right? Like, you don't like the way I said it? Bam, your fingers are smushed with the flashlight between the bar. Like, that would be me. I'm the bad cop.
Really?
I don't listen. I have very low tolerance for disrespect and rudeness from other people, not from me.
Probably not the best fit for you.
No, definitely not. But he talked about it so often that it seemed like. Not like it's a pleasant place to be. It's not like, the Four Seasons
Not supposed to be.
Or a spa, but it seemed like a very organized, orderly place to be. I mean, there were some issues with the heating and air conditioning, things like that, and then, of course, COVID. But, I mean, there was no...
There are so many horror stories in that. I mean, Mark from West Hartford called me to a great... In fact, he was just mentioned, that was the reason why he was here yesterday, to talk to Devon Ward about that because of what was going on in the correction facilities during COVID and how it was permanent. It was like absolute lockdown. Nobody allowed anyone. A lot of people went stir crazy in their cabin fever, as you can imagine. It's already a very confining place. So how dangerous it can be in that situation, not just for those who are incarcerated, but for the employees who have to go in and work in those facilities. That tension is at a fever pitch because of the restrictions that are now bearing down on the person that's there.
Tight restrictions and
made them tighter. Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah. Having to, get a wellness check every second with thermometers and all that other stuff and limited movement. But
I know, and they had to wear masks in jail. Like, they've all been there this whole time, and now you're making them I have my own idea on how they could have fixed that. But, I mean, it was atrocious.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was the mass release.
That was also, I
criminals.
totally forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, that was another incredible.
So, but still, going back to comparing, I'm looking at this from 2024. There were 5 deaths by suicide is how it's being reported by the Department of Corrections.
That's here in Connecticut alone.
In the state of Connecticut. I just want to do a quick
But they're saying this is
cross-reference.
the 10th death, and you're saying that 5 by suicide. Are they counting yesterday's?
This was just 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, let me check.
Holy moly. So 5 in 2024. We could be looking at the 10th death. We don't know how many suicides yet. That's what you're looking up now. So, okay, Rozan will get those numbers. Let me see. Catholics. Okay, I'll get into the Catholic thing in a second. I know that was going to spark a lot of conversation, as it always does. Let me see. Joey V says, and yet Murphy will get reelected again, talking about his poll numbers. Go ahead, Rozan.
The Connecticut Office of the Chief Medical Examiner publishes annual suicide statistics. Let me make sure I put this in. Oh, okay, I did that wrong. My apologies.
Okay, you want to recheck it? Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna.
While you're doing that, let me get Dave in Bristol real quick. He's on hold. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great, Reese. How are you today?
I'm all right, sir. What's up?
Hello to your lovely wife.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. I just couple kudos. Fred, great poem.
Mm-hmm.
That call with Francis was actually really good.
Oh, yeah, that was a good call.
I just want to throw that out first.
Yes, sir.
Then the only other thing I wanted to say is thank you, Ned Lamont.
Yes, this I got to hear.
For giving us that tax rate on the gas tax, which never happened.
Darn it! Hate when that happens.
He forgot about that, didn't he?
I think he did.
Alzheimer's.
Did you hear he got heckled yesterday?
No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, you got to check it out. He got heckled yesterday. I don't even know what the group was. There were like two different groups that were heckling him. I thought that was astonishing because, again, it wasn't reported by any other mainstream news media, but it was on X. Someone videotaped it and put it on X yesterday, and I'm like, Ned Lamont's getting booed and hissed at and being chanted at? That's unheard of. But you know what? It goes with the territory. You got 2 terms, and if people aren't satisfied, I don't think, like I said, people think I'm crazy here, Dave. But I said this was not going to be a cakewalk for him. I warned people it's not, because he's got not just the last record to run on. He's got 2. He's got 2 consecutive records to go on. No one is going to give this guy a third shot at it. Not that easy.
I got a quick one for you.
Yes, sir.
My nickname for Ned is Joe Biden. Then just if you could pass it on to Roland. I got a bowling question for him, but he always puts me right through, which I appreciate.
Okay.
But I'd like to talk to him too.
Okay. What's the bowling question?
Oh, you wouldn't know, would you?
He's listening. He's listening. So I need to get back to my wife. You know what? Let me put you on hold so I can finish this thing up. You can ask him yourself.
Right.
You got it. Anyway, okay. You wanted to
2 deaths in Connecticut jails labeled, it says confirmed as suicide.
That's in this year or last year?
That's 2026.
2026.
So we are in the 4th month of the year, and it's the second suicide.
Second suicide thus far.
Yeah.
And does it count the New Haven suicide, or at least just yesterday? Does it count that one at all?
Stand by.
Because it could have been... Because I think somebody told me that we've got 10, but they're looking at it.
There are 10 total deaths.
Okay.
2 have been ruled suicide.
Okay, 10 total deaths, 2 ruled suicides.
Good
Interesting.
grief, that seems really like a high, and that's only in 2026. We are 4 months into the year.
Wow.
And we have 10 deaths inside of a jail.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why we've been paying attention to it and why it's been getting so much press.
That is 2 something.
Yeah, per month.
Every month.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this guy's got his hands full. And as Mark said, he wanted to address him on that. It's like it was so long before the governor had appointed an ombudsman. And Devon's got a lot of makeup, pickup to do or makeup to do in everything that's wrong inside those facilities. So I don't wish it on him, but good luck. I know if there's anything I can give him. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll take your phone calls, of course, when we return. Also, we will remind you that you can go online now and get an opportunity to join us at our 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate at the Stadium 15 in the event hall on May 7th. We'll tell you all about that as well. So go to WTIC.com if you can't wait for us to talk about it as well. Also, what did you, I got a minute. What did you find?
Connecticut is averaging 10 deaths in jail in 2024. The national average is 13.7.
Wow, that's high.
So
the national average?
And that was in 2024.
So the national average was 10.
The national average 13. Is 13.7, and Connecticut is averaging 10.
Wow.
So I'm assuming it's pretty high on the list.
Yeah,
Listen, if you are a criminal in Connecticut, Stop it.
Yeah. Whoa, yeah.
Go to New York and do your dirt, because you're more likely to survive your jail sentence in New York.
Yeah.
Don't do dirt here.
It's funny you say this, because I remember a statistic back in 2011, 2012 that said that certain individuals were healthier in jail than they were on the outside, that there was less
crack and more food.
They said they were healthier, they ate right, and, they lived
Plenty
longer.
of sleep.
Yeah, just like, are they saying that it's better for you to be in jail? Is it healthier for you to be locked up?
For some people, that's the best place for you.
Apparently not in Connecticut.
That in the military.
Yeah, well, that's true. Military. Well, I can only imagine in the military. There's a strict dietary
It's the
plan there.
same thing. The only difference is we do get to go outside and drink lots of booze. So.
Yeah. There is a monicum of freedom in the military.
A little bit.
A little bit. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. We'll be back, of course. But Mark Christopher is here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, nothing major going on in Hartford right now. Pretty good ride. Southbound 91 slows 33 to 32. Again, down by exit 28. A little slow again, 23 down to 22 on the Route 9 interchange in Cromwell. And you're bunching up again, approaching 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Westbound 84 slowing East Hartford, Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound's a little tight. 46 is an avenue into the tunnel. Heading into Middletown, no problems there. Westbound 84 is sluggish in Cheshire, approaching exit 26 up to the Mixmaster Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. Southbound on the Parkway, you've got delays from 50 down into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing, approaching 46 into the West Rock. Southbound 95 is tight, 48 in New Haven down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy with some thunderstorms in the mix for the rest of today. And those thunderstorms, they have some gusty winds, also a lot of heavy rain. Watch out for some ponding on roadways. As we come down from a high in the mid-70s, we'll be cooler tonight. The clouds increasing with a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow is a cloudy but dry day for us to start off the weekend with a high of 66. Heading into tomorrow night, we'll be cloudy with a shower as we approach towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. Sunday is when our cold front moves through, so it's a breezy, cooler, cloudy day. There will be a few showers in the early afternoon. The high, 54 degrees. Monday, we are going to be partly cloudy and also a little breezy and chilly with a couple of showers, a high of 51. Tuesday will be cool but sunny with a high of 52. And as we go into the middle of the week, we're going to keep things a little bit warmer with a high of 63 on Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30 Hartford, temperature 69 degrees with a light rain shower. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. President Trump says there's a deal with Iran on uranium, but the Iranian foreign minister says that isn't necessarily the case.
President Trump told CBS News Iran has agreed to stop enriching uranium forever and that the U.S. and Iran would work together to remove Iran's enriched uranium, adding the U.S. will take it. Iran's foreign minister says that enriched uranium would not be transferred and that Iran has not agreed to hand it over. Earlier, Iran said passage for all commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz has been declared completely open. But President Trump posted the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ships and ports will remain in full force until the peace deal is done. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Former New Haven Police Chief Carl Jacobson pleads not guilty to larceny charges. Jacobson, arrested over the winter, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from a pair of police accounts, one of which is used to pay informants for crime tips. Jacobson, according to a warrant, used that money to fuel a gambling habit. He is due back in court in June. Two people facing charges in West Haven after an incident last week. Started April 11th in the wee hours. Police attempted to pull over a vehicle for misuse of plates. The driver took off, driving recklessly into oncoming traffic. The vehicle later spotted near the highway. One suspect, 23-year-old Luis Eduardo Nazario, is accused of ditching a loaded Glock while fleeing on foot. He's facing a number of firearms charges. His alleged cohort. The driver, 27-year-old Kaylonda Johnson, faces a number of motor vehicle and reckless driving charges. Inmate at the New Haven jail is dead. The State Department of Correction says 33-year-old Gamboy Guaranda was found in his cell with a bedsheet tied around his neck. He was being held on sexual assault charges. Department of Correction is investigating. Brittany Griner introduced to the Connecticut media today. The 35-year-old was traded to the WNBA Sun in this offseason. She played last year in Atlanta after 11 years in Phoenix with the Mercury. Of course, the Sun in its final season will move to Houston next year. Wall Street, the Dow finished up 868 points today. The NASDAQ gained 365 and the S&P topped 7,100 for the first time, picking up 84 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Erin Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Erin knows that 1, Connecticut exports a third of the energy we generate, while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Erin Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Erin4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Erin for Connecticut, Valerie Marino Treasurer.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
I totally forgot where my paperwork is. I had a whole bunch of stuff here, and then I shuffled them. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to join us at the 11th Commandment GOP gubernatorial debate, you can do so by going online to WTIC.com. That's WTIC.com. Click on more, click on contest, and then fill out the form right there. It is going to be on May 7th at 7 p.m. If you can't make it, you can hear it here live on the network. But I will be there, and so will Brian Shackman and Morgan Cunningham. We will be the moderators there. My lovely wife, Rozan, will be there.
Serving beverages and cocktail wieners.
What?
I don't know. It's the only way I can get in the door. Wait staff.
You're my wife. You get in automatically.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm going to talk to Dana. I'll find out for sure. I don't believe you.
Whatever. Anyway.
Kind of working for tips here. I got to earn my keep somehow. I don't get paid to do this.
It is brought to you by AARP Connecticut.
And my good humor.
And yeah. You know, when we come back, I have to play this clip because I promised I would. With Harry Enten on CNN. Because there are all these people who are saying, it's like, the midterms, and wait till it's going to be a bloodbath. You know, they can use that term.
Oh, you can't say that again.
I thought we couldn't, but apparently they can.
Okay.
Harry Enten had an interesting take on all of this with John Berman when he does on his, their little program. Harry Enten will reveal something about these numbers and this polling data that always bears out something that makes me sort of chuckle. All of these other data gurus and people who claim that did you see what the polling data says about Donald Trump? I'm like, he's not running again. Who cares?
Trump doesn't care about polls.
He
doesn't care about popular. You know what he cares about?
Mm-hmm.
Winning.
That's all.
Winning. I can be a winner and you hate me, but I don't care because I won. That's Donald Trump.
But for me, it really shows that they've really influenced people into believing this polling data matters.
Well, he's an egocentric.
Yes, that's
narcissist. That's how they've painted him.
That's a good point.
Egocentric narcissists do what you want them to do. Tell me how to make you see me in the best way possible. That's not Trump. Trump says, I don't care if you like it. I want to do this because I think it's the right thing to do. Shut up, peasant. Sit down. Okay, he wouldn't call you a peasant. Not to your face. I'll call you
I don't think he would ever say that to anybody.
No, I will say
You would
it.
say exactly. Stick to who would say it. That's definitely you. Let's get another check. Weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound side of 91, a little tight, 33 down to 32 A and B. And as you move down into Rocky Hill into Cromwell, some slow traffic as you move up on 22 down to 21. And another bump approaching 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Westbound side of 84, a little slow, Bulkley Bridge up to 47 Sturdivant. 84 eastbound, you lose some speed, 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley Bridge. If you are traveling into Waterbury, westbound side of 84, slowing in Cheshire, 26 up to the Mixmaster, 84 eastbound Waterbury, tight by exit 18. Southbound Parkway, you've got delays 51 into the West Rock Tunnel, and 95 southbound delays from 48 in New Haven down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8s WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
Couple of stray showers out there, but ultimately we will be trying to stay pretty dry as we head through tonight. Clouds staying on the increase with a low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow is a cloudy, dry day for us, 66 for the high. Tomorrow night will be cloudy, and there will be a shower venturing in towards dawn, a low of 50 degrees. The cold front comes in Sunday. It makes us breezy, also cloudy, and will be cooler with showers in the early afternoon, the high 54 degrees. And Monday, partly sunny, breezy, chilly with a few lingering showers, a high of just 51. We're still cool on Tuesday with sunshine, a high of 52. Right now it's 74 in Newington, 74 in Bloomfield, and 71 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week, we discuss the latest tips in financial planning and real solutions for your money questions. Don't just save, thrive with Money Wisdom on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000. 4000.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make an announcement, at least a programming note. Please check out Reese on the radio on Monday, right here at 2 o'clock. The reason for that is that I may have a very, very important update about the show. And that will be, it'll be determined on Monday. But it's something that I want to address. I'm not going to address it today, but I will definitely address it Monday as it pertains to today's show. Because as you guys know, I'm absolutely on the up and up when it comes to you because, you know, again, I serve you. I'm a public servant to you on this show to make sure that the facts are always there, and I do my diligence to be on the up and up. But there's an issue. I'll talk about that to you on Monday. Okay, so stand by for that, and everybody have a fantastic weekend. Now, with that, should I play the Harry Enten thing first, or should I get to the phones? Because I almost feel like I'm not going to play the Harry Enten thing.
We never got to talk about Gen Z.
Yes, we didn't. That's certainly right.
Stupid Gen Z.
That's okay. We'll
just save it for next Friday.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll save it.
I'll still hate them then, too.
This is, again, Trump and senior citizens. Harry Enten was on CNN talking about this and says that seniors, the largest demographic of voters, especially during any time, midterms or general, they are the turnout. And Donald Trump's support in that space has barely waned, if at all, according to Harry Enten.
President Trump is more than holding his own amongst a very large portion of the electorate, a very reliable voting bloc, and that is senior citizens. Take a look here, okay, Trump's approval rating age 65 plus. In March of 2025, 46%. Look at where it is now. It's basically the same. Seniors have not moved. He's at 44% now, and the key nugget here is for all this talk about young people in the electorate, such as myself, or at least I like to include myself in that block, it turns out that older voters, senior citizens, vote in far larger numbers. So Republicans look at this number and they say, hey, you know what, we can actually potentially do some real damage, or at least hold our own in the midterms, because President Trump is holding his own with this very important voting bloc.
Now, you can look at that and say, as most people on the left do, that doesn't mean anything, Reese. Well, as I like to say on this show, let history be your guide. Harry Enten went one step further. Because in the midterm elections in the 21st century, there have been 3 presidents. Well, 4 presidents, if you count Joe Biden. There have been 4 presidents. But there have only been 3 with second terms. So Harry Enten went in to find out how Donald Trump fared against the 2 presidents in the 21st century in their second terms. You may know that George W. Bush, in his second term, lost, I believe, the Congress. It may have been the Congress. I don't think it was the Senate, but it had to be the Congress. But Barack Obama lost the Senate in his second term. Why? Well, the polling data tells you everything you need to know. And Harry Enten told us.
So how does that number 44% compare historically to other presidents? Okay, this is where it gets even more interesting. It turns out if you look at all the 21st century second-term presidents, and you look at senior citizens, Trump actually has the best approval rating at this point in the second term of all of them. Donald Trump at 44%. Obama was under 40% at 39%. George W. Bush was way down there at 34%. So Donald Trump is beating other presidents this century at this point in their second term, beating all of them, and therefore, as I said, holding his own amongst a very key voting bloc. The President of the United States and the White House should like this number, especially compared to Obama, who Trump, of course, always likes.
Can I just say, hey, Jessica Tarlov, suck it. Well, the polls say, actually, when you go to the polls, this is the polls, Jessica Tarlov,
So
on the 5.
Yeah, and again, remember, as what's her name, Barbara Walters liked to call, Barack Obama the Messiah, the fact that Donald Trump is polling better at that time than Barack Obama, again, the anointed one, it's worth repeating that Donald Trump is an anomaly. It just is. And I think it's always going to be the comparison from the left and the right. It's kind of like what else do you do? But anyway, that's the way it goes. Let's get to the phones before we get out of here. White Mike is on the line. What's up, buddy? Happy weekend to you.
Hey, same to both of you. Hey, I'm going to go a little different direction here.
Yep.
I want to talk to you real quick about 2 raging drug addiction epidemics that nobody talks about.
Okay.
So first one's really interesting. Everybody knows what tramadol is, right?
Yes.
I do not. What the heck is that?
So tramadol is a pain reliever that was created to have all the benefits of opiates and none of the addiction.
Ooh, okay.
And it turns out that it only really works effectively on about a third of the people that take it.
Oh, you mean when you say working on a third of the people who don't get addicted?
No, it's
who take it in general.
It's like steroids. It's like ibuprofen on steroids. It's really strong.
Okay.
Anti-inflammatory, but it doesn't cause. It's a pain reliever. It doesn't cause addiction like Percocet or Vicodin.
Okay, but it doesn't work. It only works on a third of the people who use it.
So it would work on you, but not me and White Mike.
Gotcha.
So here's the deal. On a third of the people, it doesn't work at all. A third of the people, it works like it's supposed to. And a third of the people are super responders to it, and it hits them like a freight train.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the people who have the gene to be super responders to tramadol happen to be sub-Saharan African.
Oh, wow.
So in Africa, there are entire wars being waged by zombie soldiers fueled by super high-dose tramadol that's produced by shady Indian pharmacies solely for distribution to sub-Saharan Africa to fuel underground civil wars. Wow. So millions of people are being placed in war conditions due to high-dose tramadol, and nobody says a thing.
No, but and this story is not wildly reported anywhere?
Not at all. No, I found it on a YouTube documentary.
Oh, wow. Well, it's just generally where you find, that's where you find these.
And it's like the civil war in Chad has been fueled because it's like the Nazis had meth with their guys. It's the same effect on people with this gene. And the second one is here in America. You know what kratom is? You've heard of kratom?
Never.
No.
Oh, wow. You guys are really innocent.
No, I mean, I don't want to say innocent. We're just
out of the drug.
We're kind of out of the
game.
we're out of the drug and alcohol games. We're really naive here.
Kratom is a plant from Asia that they've used for centuries for pain relief. It's a kind of a low-dose opiate. And taken in its unadulterated form, it's kind of okay. It's not real harmful. It helps people get off opiates and stuff. But the shady Chinese chemists have synthesized the active ingredient into it and condensed it into something called 7-0 that they're selling at head shops that is more addictive than morphine.
Wow.
And it's totally legal. I live in a place that has a bit of a problem with it, with the redneck trash, and I see discarded 7-0 packets on the street all the time, and nobody's doing a thing, man. Not a bit of a mention. Every one of these shady head shops, the same ones that sell the Delta 8. You've heard of Delta 8 and Delta 9.
That sounds familiar,
Delta 8 is what I was using when I would get my arthritis.
Okay.
Remember I would take it at break time?
Right. Yeah.
So it's they take the hemp because under the Farm Act, hemp was legal, so they get CBD. But they synthesize enough hemp, and they boil it down or whatever, and they get Delta 8 and Delta 9, which are the cannabinoids that stimulate marijuana. So they done the same thing with kratom. While Delta 9 is harmless, kratom addicts people. 7.0 addicts people, and nobody says a thing, man. It's just freaking amazing.
And what are you
an
seeing?
Epidemic.
Yeah, is it? I was waiting for you to use that term, epidemic, because there is a growing use of this. Because as most drugs do, once everybody finds out about it, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, and the sad thing is people don't know. Like, they're going in there to the same place, they're buying their harmless Delta 9.
Right.
And there's this pill. And the other crazy thing is they're selling, like, at the head shops now, they're selling psychedelic mushroom chocolate bars. But because the real psychedelic mushrooms are illegal, using some other mushroom that's sort of psychedelic, and it's frying people's brains. Wow. And nobody says a thing, dude. And look, I'm kind of a freedom guy with this stuff.
I get it.
And you kind of got to protect dumb people from themselves, and nobody's doing anything. And it just really bugs me that the majority of the place where this is being sold, the people selling it, tend to come from other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I get you.
So I don't get it. And on closing, I'm just saying it's a damn shame as a fan of basketball that I think the voters for MVP are going to commit a travesty simply because they don't want Nikola Jokic to get his 4th MVP.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. When is the vote?
The polls are out, and they're saying that SGA is number 1 and Wemby's number 2. And, dude, I don't understand how you can average a triple-double, beat Oscar Robinson's record for triple-doubles. Triple-double 53% of the season, and you're going to give this guy MVP. All I can say, man, is they're protecting somebody's record. How many does LeBron have? 4?
I think so. Yeah, yep, he's got 4.
So I think that the voters are so in love with the myth of the great LeBron and, of course, Jordan, that they're never going to allow anybody to get more than 3.
That's a likelihood. White Mike, as always, sir.
Is Nuggets stomp the Timberwolves tomorrow because Jokic is going to be mad. I think Jokic is going to get 40. It's going to be 40-20, and 18 for Jokic tomorrow.
We'll see. We'll see. Thank you, buddy. As always,
right,
have a
man,
good
bye.
weekend. Have a good weekend. Let's take Sam in Waterbury. Is that Sam the man? Sam?
Hello?
Is that not Sam? Oh, no. Actually, I did something weird here.
Reese?
There he is. Hey, Sam. What's up?
Sam.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty good. What's up? This is not Sam the man. This is just Sam in Waterbury.
Yep.
Hey, how are you?
I got 2 history things for you.
Yeah.
You were talking to TJ earlier.
Yeah.
I think TJ can bring you some receipts on something that happened in Waterbury.
Okay.
About 15 years ago, the Board of Ed was taken over. The city was taken over by the state of Connecticut because the city wasn't making its payments for retirees.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't funding the retirement package. When we finally got the city back from the state, within about a year later, come to find out, the state wasn't taking care of the teachers' pensions either.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I think TJ can bring you receipts on that.
Okay. I'll definitely tell him to look it up.
Cool. And for Rozan.
Yes, sir.
You're a history buff.
I love it.
Okay. Connecticut is rich with history. We have a state militia. It is the only militia in the entire country that has been active since 1775.
That's awesome. Sorry.
and has not been disbanded and reorganized.
Oh my gosh.
Only one in the country.
Really?
And Saturday the 25th in Wallingford, they're doing a reenactment of a historical event that happened back in 1775.
You're taking me.
Yes, that sounds like I am.
So excited by this.
Yeah. It used to be held in New Haven all the time on the green. For some reason, they switched it to
safety, maybe.
I don't know.
Can you send the information to Reese?
Yeah, no, ReeseOnTheRadio.com. Can you send it?
I can try.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm not a really big tech person.
That's okay. You know what? I will go back to this time roughly at about 5:55, and I'll check. I'll just go back to your to this part of the show, and then I'll just jot everything down. I'll get the information.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you, buddy.
much.
I appreciate it. You have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. I guess there's only one thing that we can do.
Now,
What have we learned?
What have we learned?
What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today? What have we learned so far?
Rozan, what have you learned today?
I learned that, wow, drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually looking up this Kratom 770. This is crazy stuff. Let's see, what else did I learn? Ned Lamont has Alzheimer's.
We don't know that for certain. Somebody believes that he does.
Oh, well, the look on his face is reminiscent. Like, he looks like Joe Biden. So the gentleman that called him Joe Biden, I mean, it's a very similar waxen, absent, sort of slack-jawed appearance to both. I have video of it at the Willie Tong deal.
Yes.
What else did I learn? Something about music and old people.
Thank you.
Let's see. Erin was on, so I learned that.
Okay. That's it?
I don't know. There's a lot of other stuff. Black people go to college more than they go to prison.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was something we learned. That was, absolutely.
That's good.
All right. Well, what I learned today is if you update your news reports, get it right the first time.
Ooh,
As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here on Monday. If there is a Monday. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. Rozan, say goodnight, Rozan.
Good night, Rozan.
Mark Christopher is here. He's getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Have a great weekend, Mark.
You guys, too. Enjoy. If you are traveling into Hartford right now, really not much going on. 84 eastbound, losing a little speed as you move into the tunnel. Westbound, 84 slightly slow, bulky bridge into the tunnel. 91 southbound, once again sluggish, 33 down to 30.